Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
We are back! The third annual Pub Sports Radio Cappers Contest is ready for registration. 5 picks each week against the spread, and we battle for cash.
All picks lock. Saturday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Top 10% gets paid out at the end of the season. Sign up right now at pubsportsradio.com.
Congratulations to last year's champions, Guillermo Zertucci and Sharpie, who were tied atop the leaderboard. But Jose, why don't we hear from our inaugural champion, Peter Loshak?
Yeah, last year, before the season started, Slaughter called me. He was like, could you not win it this year? And I was like, Jeff, anything. You don't even have to think about it. You know what I mean? So I did that. He hasn't called me so far this year.
Okay.
If he does, I'm not going to win it. If he doesn't, all bets are off, pal.
Oh, I like it.
All bets are off if I don't get that call. You know what I mean?
Wow, Pete. Thanks for your generosity.
I can't wait! September 5th, Thursday night is game 1, but your picks have to be in by Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. We battle for infamy! We battle for the Cappers Contest Pub Sports Radio Championship. Upgrade your membership to Gold. You will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses.
Shout out to the gold members. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass here. Oh, look at Nuss Flush Allen bursting out here. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy. 19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97 home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich, Jones one all coming down to the finish.
Point! Nowhere!
Oh no! And Fanatical Jim! Fanatical.
Get 'em, Jimmy, where Loshak at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm not cracking, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated pub sports radio. Time to get educated, Bouquett produced, fade the juice, let loose.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Thursday, September 5th to all of you. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. What a day we have ahead of us. Good God. Going off today. It's going to be magic. Got this big show here. Then the Cappers Contest. The debut of the Cappers Contest show. That's a members-only show where we will vote on our circa card. The Circa Millions, baby. The Circa Millions. So we will vote on our card. Then we have our live stream, baby. First live stream of the year. Ooh, what a show we have popping off tonight. Troy Torrance, LJ from H-Town, Billy Brisbane, Peter Loshek, Dutch Boy Fresh, The Big Ragu, Wine Time, Daby Cab, and Clint, star of the Die Hard MMA podcast. Ooh-wee. A note, not a gold member, just a member of the channel, my friend. Just a member of the channel. So we're pumped up, man. First football game of the year. It is very, very exciting, which takes us right to our big Cappers contest and Survivor Pool. We're pumped, man. We are pumped, and we're very thankful of Harbor Acres Cottages that's putting in these perfect week bonuses. So they've set aside $75 each week for us to spread amongst perfection. Whom will be perfect. Last year we had 33 perfect weeks. 33 perfect weeks. Let's take a look at the Cappers in our contest right now. Let's see how many people we have in right now. I'm hoping for 100. I'm still going for 100, man. I want 100. We have 56 right now. Abracadabra. Now, that's not Daby Cab that we found that out last year. Bottomless Yeti, Pay Me Peppers, Gritties and Beers. Gritties and Beers, huh? Money in the bank, man. Al Cervic, L Baller, Oxymoron. Oxymoron was our winner of our poker tournament. Dumper. West Coast, Cash Slaughter, Jeff Son, Felony, Willie 11, Salty Pete, Ramon Scott, BG, Nate Dog 420, Guillermo Zertucci, last year's co-champion, Coach Sim, Sammy Comer, the Sweaty Butcher, Kong's Clip, Super Unknown, the Dapper Kappa, Rodney Molina, T. Crowley, Mark Lewis, T. Crowley out of Chicago, a good buddy of Troy's. It was down to Loshak, Crowley, and myself for the Survivor last year. Got tight. Mark Lewis, Russia's real deal. Troy Torrance, Mikey Raw, Nakara MMA, Spenny Penny Bombs, PSR Preston, Birdie, Kev Reed in the house. Kev Reed, I love it. Nasty Nate, Ryan Thorson, Coin, Johnny Guns, gone to Schilt. Nuke Worker, Kent Davies, Mr. Vape, my mom, TJ, myself, Ian Cameron, Dennis Garcia, Clint McLean, Jose Bouquett, Drug Monkey RX, DMX in the house, Ron Crawford, Saturated, Billy Friedrich, Big Show, Peter, Jeff, Swiggy. We have 30 now in the Survivor Pool. We had 36 last year, so we still have 3 days. Still 3 days that we'll be hammering this. So we thank all of you that have signed up for the contest, making it fun, making it exciting. While I'm here on Pub Sports Radio, I can pick any capper I want. Take a little look at how they did yesterday. I tell you who I won't pick. That's myself. It was horrible, but Griffin Gas Can Canning coming through for me again. I know there's a lot of hate for young Griffin Canning. Not over here. Okay, this is taking a second here to load up the accounts. I want to see who succeeded yesterday and give them the love that they so deserve. Let's go to highlights right here. Jose Bouquett off a monster day. Look at that. On his birthday, a monster day. Taint played at 8 cash. Jose was on that. Rangers first 5 in full game cash. Very upsetting. Wasn't on that. I talked myself off of that. Didn't talk myself on the other side. Marlins money line, a thing of beauty. Not going on the first 5, taking the full game. New York Mets. Well done. But the big one, the Chicago White Sox. That was damaging. I needed Texas to win, the Baltimore to win, and then have the Orioles with a 1.5 lead in the division. Troy Torrance, the money train keeps coming in on the Cubs for Mr. Torrance. Skunt Blaster cashing on the Rangers. Daby Cab getting the Jackson Merle over a half hit in the Padres to cash. It was a day. Great to see all of you guys. And look, there's Razor Sharp picks in the house. That's the first thing here on my worksheet. The first thing, Razor Sharp's birthday. You know, few cappers have inspired others like our man Razor Sharp picks. You know, used to work a 9 to 5, but knew inside he's a gambler. He should be gambling all day, every day, and providing excitement to the world. And that's what he has done. That's what he's done. He's managed to quit his day job, and has Racing with Razor every day. I mean, happy birthday, Razor. I'm happy that I don't have booze because I'm going to be live for a long time today. I'm going to be live for a long time today. Now, I will be drinking. Come tonight when we rock together in our live stream. But right now, not even booze in this coffee. Not going to be booze in this coffee. But Razor Sharp picks. Happy birthday, my man. What is September? The birthdays of champions. We talked about all the birthdays yesterday in September. So happy birthday, Razor, my man. Happy birthday. All right. We got lots of action here with Cappers in the chat. We got our Survivor tickets and Cappers contest here at the top, thanks to our friend Swiggy. MMA, our guy Mad Hatter. I did not help. Mad Hatter, I did not help. I know that you joined me on that Twins Rays under 3-0 going to the bottom of the fourth, but then the Twins became the bumbling idiots, mistake after mistake, and the Rays pounced on it and put up 8 runs, and that was that. Justin McKelvey, Royce Lewis, and Nelson Aguilar going back to the Royce Lewis train. I've not moved on MLB. At this point, we don't have NFL in our setup for the show, and that was my mistake. So, Jose, we should talk about it with the group, even though we'll be talking about it in our Cappers Contest show. So, Jose, if you could set up the Ravens Chiefs, set up the graphics for it. We'll go into that right after college football with our guy, Dabra Cadabra. Next week, we have a couple of cappers that you guys know very well that will be joining us for NCAA football capping. Of course, Wine Time and Daby Cab are going to be fixtures throughout the year, but we will have Bobano and Connor Mack also. C-Mac on Wednesday, Bobano on Thursday, going to rock with us. Give us some NCAA football action. So we're going to have a lot of NCAA football action. On today's card, I have 2 spots I want to move on. And I haven't bet them yet. I want to talk it out with you guys, but I plan on moving on them. So I'm looking forward to that. So, Jose, if you can set up NFL right after NCAA football, if you could set that up for us, my man. Thank you. What a day for Jose on his birthday. Cashing. Love it. Gerald Jones, best bet Minnesota Twins -1 +110. And he's on the Chiefs money line in action. Jackson says Chiefs Nation spreadsheet dog play today from our Ron Crawford. Washington Nationals +104. Let's copy and paste. Let's do that. Let's copy and paste. I'm really excited to be here with you guys. These Thursdays are going to be magic. They're going to be so much fun. Let's get this up here. The concern is Friday. Right. Thursday's a tough day, but then Friday's our toughest day, capping wise. So it's going to be a late night tonight. I've got a sick daughter, so it was a late night last night, making sure she was okay. But that's okay. You know why? Adrenaline, right? That's why we gamble. That's why we cap these games and gamble, because the adrenaline is wildly, wildly exciting. Some people need drugs. Some people need beautiful women. I guess we need it all, don't we? I guess we need all of the above, but most importantly, we need gambling. Pablo Lopez, 7 or more Ks from Sharpie in the house. God, that line, these lines are messing with me. Obviously, it's end of the year and they're really sharp. But to think that the Rays would be much more expensive first 5 against Pablo Lopez, who's pitching so well right now, now that's come back. But I'm telling you, even like this morning, there was an 8-cent difference. The Rays were 8 cents more expensive. Cheaper, like the line was lighter if you wanted them first 5 against Pablo Lopez. That made no sense to me. And last night it was a huge difference. The Rays were, much highly thought of in the first 5 in the full game, which made no sense to me. Wine Time on the under 47. Unfortunately, I'm on the under 46, which obviously is uncomfortable. We'll talk about that spot. Wine Time will be joining us on our live stream tonight. Oh god, it's gonna be fun. I'm ready to live bet the under. And I'll have interest in anyone who's down. Hopefully it's the Ravens, but I'll have interest in anyone who's down in that game. And I've got locked and loaded accounts. And now we have the Bet Online live account too, thanks to the second place casher. Oxymoron took me out. I can't stop playing that in my head over and over again. I want to be back playing poker with you guys immediately. So we got to figure out when we can do that. NJ Striker ready to get to work. Johnny Yim ready to go. Nate Dog 420. Thank you guys for being in the NFL pool. Very, very fun. A lot of love for Razor for his birthday. Al Civic says, I hate my job. I don't want to go to work, but at least I have football tonight. Yes, Al? Yeah, absolutely. Anytime anything really goes wrong, I remember when I was younger, if something went horrible in your life, you could just take it to the stage, right? You just take the stage, 17 years as a comic. I remember my buddy Meyerhog had a late onset circumcision. That sounds awful. No, gold. Took that right to the stage and crushed with late onset circumcision. One of his biggest bits. Meyerhog has lots of those.
How old was he?
25.
Okay, I was younger.
Yeah, 25. Late onset circumcision, 24, 25. Also, Meyerhog, you guys don't know who the hog is, so I can talk about the hog all I want. The hog, also, we had a gig down in Mexico. We had a gig at a resort in Mexico. We got to go down for 2 weeks. And we like to do that. We like to go down there. It's a lot of fun. And, of course, there were strip clubs, dirty strip clubs. And the hog also had a condom break. One of these dirty Mexican strip clubs. And he convinced himself that he had HIV. And that got huge laughs for all of us. I remember I didn't help because I was like, you don't have HIV, man. I was like, do you have a rash? And he went ghost white because he did have a rash. Now, he never ended up with HIV, but good stories about the hog, man. Late onset circumcision, convincing himself he's got HIV. Wherever the hog is, I don't know. I don't know where the hog is. He's probably touring somewhere in Europe right now. He gave me plenty of laughs, my friend. Late onset circumcision and a possible HIV scare. God, puts a smile on my face. That coffee is delicious. Raymond Reichart in the house. Daryl Lyles, the Clark Edge. God, I got to get in touch with the Clark Edge. I'm going to put that on the top of my worksheet here. Right under late onset. No, Clark Edge. Always
kind of relatable, honestly, for me at least. I remember life with both, so it was very interesting if we want to speak about it.
About thinking that you had HIV?
No, the circumcision. I remember I got circumcised when I was like second grade, so I remember life with both.
What? Oh, that's ripping off a Band-Aid. I don't know if your mic's on. Let's get your mic on. It's so great when you get new information. This is something I can use. Great, too. That's a tough one. That's hard to tell the buddies about why you missed school today.
I figured you'd like that one. Yeah, I remember life with both. Pre and post. It's, it's one of those things.
Second grade. That's got to mess with your head, dude. That's got to mess with your head.
Yeah, it was it was great. I had a football game that week. Couldn't play. Out. Circumcision. So that's what the injury report said, whatever.
The injury report, circumcision. Oh man, did your buddies know about it?
No, of course not. I don't tell many people this, but I've told my close personal friends here. So,
late onset circumcision.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, oh wow, is Jimmy talking about me? Did I tell him about this?
You guys need a group.
Yeah, the guys that remember what's it like pre and post, both sides of the coin.
Oh man, very, very humorous stuff. You know what took my smile away? I'm looking at the chat, and I'm way behind. But our guy Ski Proppenhouse says, "Did you have Ravens in the AFC Championship game?" And that brought me right back to sadness. Great sadness. I'd like to go over my action in that 17-10 game.
I know you can find it because you don't delete your notes. So
No, and and I was going over last year, because it wasn't a good year for me. I was going over, what went wrong. I was going because our friend Troy, he took a bloodbath in that game. I mean, because he was up over 50 units.
Yes, because he didn't like the Chiefs. Yeah, he doesn't believe in the Chiefs. That's as we know, that's Troy's thing. I guess it's very fun to watch. I mean, I might be on the Ravens tonight, and I don't know if Troy's infecting me, but it's gonna be fun.
So I cashed the Chiefs against Buffalo. So the Chiefs beat the Bills, and then they beat the Ravens. Is that right?
Sure, yes.
Okay, I had Ravens double result at plus money. I'd have to go over the exact to make sure that was it. But yeah, look, the Chiefs are in my nightmares. They're in my fucking nightmares, man. They're in my nightmares. They've always been, ever since 2020, been in my nightmares. And that takes us away from this great conversation we had, learning more about Jose. So what about your friends in college? Did they know that you had a late onset circumcision?
No, I didn't have friends in college. Who talks to people?
So nobody knows about this until right now.
Not many people do. It's not something that I can just randomly bring up, but you were talking about it, so I might as well, right?
It's great to have you. Don't leave. Stay with me here as we give a shout out to everybody in the chat. Al Cervic in the house. Trap God Ski Prophet. Great to see you, Ski. Thank you for being a part of our poker tournament. Love hanging with you. Love capping with you. Another guy you talk about it's Razor Sharp's birthday and how, and that Ski and I, our birthdays are a day. Well, we're a day apart. Ski and I, and you and Razor are a day apart. And I've got big dreams for something I want to do for Ski and I's birthday down in Vegas, a cappers contest, 2 or 3 days contest in Vegas. And I've been thinking about it for years, literally like 6-7 years. And it's never happened, but I dream about it. Ski's another guy. Look at what he's done with his career. What a monster. Such a inspiring capper. And when we lost our friend Teese, I mean, nobody inspired Teese like Ski Prophet, and he's done that with so many cappers. He's such a special capper, such a great guy. Great to see you in the chat. I believe I had the Ravens double result in that Chiefs game here. I'm surprised I wasn't on the under. I was on the under in the Chiefs Bills game, but don't see it here. Joey Harb in the house. Wine Time signing up for both today. Thank you, Wine Time. Nasty Nate ready to go. Says Peppers is my boy. I had him sign up. Thank you, Nasty Nate. Lucas Ryan ready to get to work. The chillest series business. Always about that cash. 9 Legacy. Taj Bradley over 17.5 outs. Under 2.5 earned runs. So 9 Legacy believes in Taj. The market believes in Taj. That went from 7.5 to 7. I mean, I was thrown for such a loop. But this same thing happened in Taj's last start. And he got lit up and smoked, and I didn't make any money off it. Very, very, very disturbing. Very, very disturbing.
Wow. Lucas Ryan might have just given me another nickname. This one is a little more graphic. Potato skins. Potato skins.
That's really good.
They're just calling me potato skins now.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Pretty good. Oh,
yeah, but I remember
look at our friend Andre, 50th anniversary. Andre's such a great guy. When I go overboard, which happens often, Andre is like this. He keeps me in check. He keeps me in check. I love capping with him. He doesn't come in the chat too often. 50th anniversary. Wow, Andre, that is so. You lead by example, my friends. You lead by example. Let me copy and paste that. We need a good one for Andre. And we'll find it. But shout out to our friend Andre McCool. That's 50th anniversary. Will you and Helga make it there?
Gotta get to, marriage first. Jimmy, again, I can tell you these things because Helga does not watch the show. My brother and sister both called me yesterday, wish me happy birthday. I don't talk to them very much, and I don't tell them about my life. So I was like, oh, hey, probably next year I'm going to propose to Helga at some point. And my sister was like, what? And was shocked. And then I told my brother, and he went on probably a 15-minute like monologue about why marriage is horrible. You shouldn't do it. It's like all these laws are, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, okay, I'm getting, only positive feedback today. So it's really good. It's really reassuring.
Men will give you that. They will. It's a story that's been passed down over time.
I didn't know. I had my first taste of it yesterday. It was very interesting.
It's so funny when you say that, because like I immediately see my dad, because he I don't know if it was like just for pity or whatever, but he put his stuff in garbage bags, and he dragged garbage bags out of the house, like and we're just sitting there watching him drag garbage bags out of the house. So we have a rich history of failed marriages. So that's
it makes sense. I told my brother and my sister are both CODs, child of divorce. We have different dads. So I was like, maybe that's it, guys. I don't know. Maybe I have a rosier vision of it. I don't know. But it was very interesting.
We will check in. We will check in from
Please do.
And see how it is going. Great to see all of you guys. Billy Friedrich, Robert Franklin, Brahma be in the house. Hugh Janus ready to get to work. Mal on the Twins. First 5 -1/2. Royce Lewis to record a run, and Twins over 3.5 runs there. Mike Wilkerson ready to get to work. Great to see all of you guys. I'm a little behind on these comments. I need to make sure that I don't miss anything. Hugh Janus on Syracuse +3. I took a long look at that, and I got to go back to it. That was almost going to be one of the games that we talked about here today. But what we've been doing this year is the only games that we talk about are bets. We don't, but on the days of games, we'll cap them all.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Syracuse, as you guys know, because I have them to win the ACC. So it's a big game.
Yes, you do.
And by the way, shout out to Kongs, who gave me that, and he's already up fucking 40 units. Jesus.
Oh, he's destroying. What a monster.
Yeah.
New Corker, Cappers contest, 3 p.m. Eastern. It'll be 3 p.m. Eastern all through this season. We pushed it back there. Dutch Boy Fresh says Q's horrible matchup for Tech. They will run all over that suspect run D. Ken Mizrahi in the house. I get money ready to get to work. Super true story. On the North Ender ready to eat. Alec Dirks, Rem Most. Crystal Craig. I wonder what Crystal Craig said. She retracted her message. Robert Franklin, Alec Dirks. Great to see all of you guys. The Big Ragu in the house. He'll be rolling with us. TJ says just a quick drop in during a work meeting. Tell you to bet Washington first 5 money lines. See, that's why we got to go over all of the comments. Let's get that comment locked and loaded. Lucas Ryan here. There's the laugh. 7 years old. That's so tough, man. That had to. Because you don't have a lot of confidence in a 7-year-old in the first place. But after Chop Robinson, ooh, that's
You want to hear something even worse about it?
Yeah.
I was allergic to the medicine they gave me after, so it was the whole thing. It was a whole ordeal after as well. It was a whole ordeal. I distinctly remember the whole thing as traumatizing as it was. But I did get a good chuckle out of people dropping the 15-day IL circumcision thing in the chat there, guys. That was good. That was good, Jerry. I got a good laugh out of that. But yeah. I'm glad we could get the show started like this.
Steve Robinson just trying to save people money today. Chiefs win again. I'm only on the under. There's Voodoo Ranger in the house. DC Capper, great to see you. Oh.
You all right? You all right? You all right?
Oh. Woo! This is going to be good for a long time. Like, I'm going to be at Sonny's wedding, right? I'm going to Sonny's wedding a couple weeks ago. And you have to smile for pictures. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about late onset Jose Bouquett circumcision. And if that doesn't give me a big enough smile, let's say we're at picture 22, I'll think infection. I'll think, and then you got the infection. Then you got the infection. I'll start.
Yeah, I had the shower after horrible. Little like second grade me just fucking wailing,
just screaming and crying. Oh man.
Yeah, bandages all over my penis. It was great.
Oh man. B69. Yes, of course there is.
Another thing, Jimmy, another thing about it too, and this is all real life. I wish I was making any of this up. I remember, like my football coach, obviously my parents told him like why I was going to be out for a fucking week or whatever the fuck, however long. And then he gathered everyone around and he's like, Jose's, he's not going to be with us this week. And he just had to bullshit a reason of why I was out. He's getting his dick cut off here. So he basically told the whole team I was going to be out and had to bullshit why. So that was good too.
I wonder what Andre McCool thinks of all this. I wonder if he thinks it's humorous either, because as you get older, there is more compassion. You have more compassion. So maybe he is just sitting there with a ton of compassion. CFL rundown is tomorrow, Ken. And don't forget, for you CFL cap. Oh, I hammered the Bombers. Last night. Now, it was when I was losing in baseball, so it's not, I don't know if my head was right, but I tripled up. First half, full game, and team total over. I can't wait to talk about that one. So, and remember, CFL is on Saturdays now, so we'll have one game Friday. Sometimes we'll go Thursday, Friday, and then the 2 games on Saturday.
Do you want to catch up Nutflush? You just tuned into the show. You want to catch him up on what happened?
No, sorry, Nutflush. Don't worry, but we'll cut this out. This will make our year-end video. So don't worry about that here. Okay, it's great to see all of you guys. Tom Leach, by the way. 3-0 in his best bets. I'd love to see it. Sweaty Butcher in the house. Ty Clinton. All right. Well, a great start to our show, Jose. And if you don't mind, if you could set up our NFL after NCAA football. That was my fault for not putting it in the schedule. It's a tough night. Okay. Let's get to work, my friend. Let's get to work. 1:10 p.m. Eastern, coming off a horrible day. We have a Houston Astros 75-64, 36-35 on the road. At the Cincinnati Reds 67-73, 35-39.
You're fucked for the rest of the show.
No, it's both my children just walked in. Thank you, Ella. Thank you. Oh, Carter. Thank you, guys. Ella's sick and Carter's okay. So, excellent.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
The rest of the show, Jimmy's gonna have one thing on his mind.
It's very beautiful. Thank you, guys.
Late onset.
Thank you, guys.
Circumstances.
Say hi.
Okay, say hi. Ella is not feeling well. She's sick. Oh.
Oh yeah, get dad sick. He's
Ella,
next.
we are trying to produce a professional product here.
What does that mean?
That means that people are expecting us to cap baseball games, but they love you, and we all love you. I love you, Carter Bear. Okay, say hi. Can you wish us luck? Say good luck, Cappers.
Good luck, Kappas.
Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, I got a rock. Okay, I love you. I love you, Big Bear.
Oh
You wanna
man.
say hi?
TV.
Okay, yes, you can.
What an interesting program. This one.
Okay, come on, you
Hello,
guys.
Carter. Wow,
Okay.
look at Carter talking.
Okay, come on, you guys. I got a rock. Please, I love you
Look
guys
at
so
this.
much. Okay, bye. Thank you for the drawings.
Oh man.
Okay.
Thank you. And Big Show, thank you for the timestamps. I need that.
Okay.
I need that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Big Show. Thank you. That's the Lord's work right there. It's the Lord's work. Jimmy's gonna be cracking up all show now. I don't know if we're gonna have him one piece today.
I can't believe you heard that story off the top and you were like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, oh God, I know what that feels like. Maybe not at 36 or whatever, but I know what that feels like.
Okay.
I need to get into contact with the hog over there.
The hog.
I need to get into contact with him. Like, man, I know what it feels like. I understand. I get it. Like, if you remember life pre and post, it's one of the rare people, you just know what it's like.
Now, I would not make fun of a 7-year-old. I mean, my heart breaks for that kid. I mean, it's hard to have confidence and all that stuff. My heart breaks for him. Hog, we made fun of nonstop all day.
Sure.
But okay, let's get to work, potato skins. 1:10 p.m. Eastern. We have the Houston Astros, 75-64, 36-35 on the road at the Cincinnati Reds, 67-73, 35-39 home. Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm a Hunter Brown guy. I immediately wanted to bet this. You are very high on Rhett Lauder. 7th overall pick. 22-year-old kid, and you have every right to be. And even though that was a 14-0 loss, it wasn't on him. 1 earned run over 4 innings. Now he walked 4 batters, I believe, struck out 6. But like the game yesterday, this line didn't move until right about now. And yesterday, Arrighetti, whom I love, allowed 9 runs in the first inning.
Yeah. We're backing him his next start, though. I mean, that's confirmed. I'll tell you that.
Let's, though, realize this is the exact same situation. There was even a 7 or 8 cent move towards the Cincinnati Reds. It was a perplexing 84 Fahrenheit, 5.2 miles per hour in. Let's pull up the line history because I've heard that there was a big move now towards the Astros. But honestly, it's a little late. The Pinnacle now minus 155. When Pinnacle was minus 1, now back to minus 150. God, this line's moving like crazy. Let me just refresh all of this. This line's moving like crazy. Let's just get this the freshest of info here. It's minus 154 over at Bet Online. And here it's minus 155. It moved at 11:30. Yes, Ella. Okay, sounds okay. You guys can find it, but I really need to work. Please. I love you guys. My wife is getting soup for Ella. Please close the door. Okay. Okay, so we just had a
show off the top.
sorry, so sorry. 5 cent move towards the Astros happened 2 minutes ago. There's been a 15 cent move overall, but this was a minus 137 at 11:18 last night. There was also another minus 137. I can't find it now. It's as if that didn't exist. And, let's compare this to yesterday. I just want to go over what happened yesterday because the market kept me off of Arrighetti. I wanted to fade Nick Martinez. Let's see what happened yesterday with this line. This line opened up at minus 132. There was no movement. It was there'd been a 3 cent move in the other direction. So then at 9:48 a.m., the line starts moving towards the Astros. Now, it did come back, but overall there was an 8 cent move to the Astros. Only because of that market, I didn't move on the Astros. It saves me $200. And I just feel a very similar situation here. The only thing that I can't quite let's go over to the total here and the cash flow. But anybody would immediately when I saw it was 9-1, I was like, I'm going to bet the Astros tomorrow. This total is a 9. Yesterday's total was smaller, and this went up to 9.5. So they're saying there's volatility. Is there no volatility with Louder? Let's go over to the cash. No volatility with Hunter Brown. This is all Louder volatility. 69% of tickets, 72% of cash on the Astros. On the total, 88% of tickets and 86% cash on the over. We've seen it go up to 9.5 at different times. Astros versus righties, 273, 7. Oh, by the way, here's important. All my stats are now from August 15th to September 5th. So I've moved up 15 days. Astros versus righties, 273, 756 OPS. Reds versus righties, 264, 737 OPS. Astros bullpen, 2.58 ERA. The huge advantage for bullpens with the Astros compared to the Reds. So the Astros are minus 160 with a huge bullpen advantage. They're minus 165 first 5. So there's a little bit more expensive. Take it away. I'm all ears.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my first thought was under in this game. Just thinking that both pitchers, I like both pitchers. I think both of them can go well. The first 5 number was a juiced 4.5. It goes up to 5. I'm probably just going to stay off. I ended up looking at this game hard, and like you said, the line movement for the money line has gone up and down, up and down. It opened up at minus 148 at Bet Online. It's now minus 154 Houston. So at the end of the day, it was difficult. So I ended up just nothing jumping out and staying off. So no action for me in this first game. Though I hope that you tell Sonny about this show today, and I hope he gets a good laugh out of it as well.
If Nate, Sonny, I'm marrying my girl. So funny. Okay, but I gotta stay focused here. So, what is your biggest fear about betting the Astros in this one?
Well, first of all, I don't want to lay the juice. I do it now more than I used to, but I don't like taking the juice on these full game money lines. I'm going to refresh bullpens real quick just so I have the most recent information, but I think I should be good. Taylor Scott, Caleb Ort, Hector Neris, Ryan Presley all through yesterday. For whatever reason, is Hader on the IL? And I just don't know about it because those are the only guys that they have really listed on the Astros bullpen. He might have not thrown for a little bit now, but Caleb Ferguson and Brian Abreu, the only guys that didn't throw yesterday. I don't want to trust a tired Astros bullpen. And Rhett, I think he's really good, or I think he's going to be really good, I should say. But do I want to trust a pitcher making his second start? And his first one was a really good one. 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run. He had a lot of walks, unfortunately. 6 Ks, 4 walks. Maybe that was nerves, whatever. But I don't want to trust him in his second start against a really good Astros team. So that's why I stayed off. But I think he'll be back in other spots this year for sure.
As we move on, excellent work yesterday. Very, very sharp capping, sticking to your guns with the White Sox when there was a lot of negativity towards it, even from me saying, is this the wrong time of the month to be making these bets? Stuck to your guns. The double up on the Rangers was spectacular. You win today and you're in the black. We need you in the black because of how bad I have been. So let's roll on. Next up, 1:10 p.m. Eastern, we have the Minnesota Twins 75-64, 36-34 on the road at the Tampa Bay Rays, 69-70, 37-37 at home, Trop in St. Petersburg, Florida. I'm reading these stats, and I just think how lucky I am to have this opportunity to rock with you guys. Rock with you, Jose, every day, all these great covers in the chat. That is just fun of a 20-minute. That's just something I'm going to get to use for the rest of my life. I would
say, yeah, I don't know what you were about to say there. I thought you were going to say this. I'm so grateful to have an opportunity to talk about your uncircumcised dick or something like that.
No, but it did bring great joy. And I needed it. We all need to laugh once in a while. Things can get pretty stressful, especially with what we do every day. Things get pretty stressful. Nice to point and laugh once in a while. Now you can only point and laugh at friends, right? Okay, let's roll here. Let's start with this total. Let's start with Taj Bradley. I mean, this guy has completely fallen apart after being unhittable. After looking like the best pitcher in baseball, he's completely fallen apart. Now, we can talk about Bowden Francis, and, it was a mistake to invest all that money yesterday. It was 1 pitch to Clemens. He still had a quality start. 1 pitch to Clemens cost me $600, but it really cost me $1,100 because I would have cashed 3 bets if that 1 pitch didn't happen. But it happened, and I have to deal with it. When we talk about So we had the best month we've ever seen from Bowden, and he's still a quality start. That's not what we've seen from Taj Bradley. We've seen him completely fall apart. Unhittable in July, can't get out in August. And yet the market still treats him as if he's a real quality pitcher. And maybe he is, but now he's got a 4.35 ERA on the year. In August, Jose, we had 0-4. In 23 in the third innings, he allowed 27 earned runs, 6 home runs. His K to walk ratio was 18-10 in opposition at 366 against him.
Where did this line open up for you for the Twins? Because I had this line opening up at -127 up to now 145.
Wow. Okay. Yes, it's now -145. So we've seen a big move. And so, look, there had been a 10-cent move last night from -125 to -135. I saw the 10-cent move. Obviously, I want Pablo Lopez. But what I couldn't understand was how with the Rays advantage in the bullpen, I guess it's becoming a little more clear. But I thought the big problem here was now it's a +130, +130. This was +110. This was 20 cents cheaper. If you wanted them first, if you wanted Taj Bradley first 5. Why would it have been such a big difference? And the same was happening at Pinnacle. So the lines are just working themselves out. Justin McKelvey tailed Sharpie on Pablo Lopez. We have our first stacks play today. A Rolls Royce Lewis, or as I call him, Mercedes. Lewis. And I apologize for that. Rolls Royce Lewis from our guy, Justin McKelvey.
Stacks. Stacks, 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 stacks.
I think
So-
I'd rather have a Mercedes than a Rolls Royce, personally.
Oh, Jesus. Look, that's the least of my goddamn concerns, buddy. Pablo Lopez, 13-8, 4.05 ERA, 1.12 whip. He's been spectacular. He's been so good. Neither team is hitting. Twins versus righties, 223, 663 OPS. Rays versus righties, 222, 649 OPS. Maybe they had a breakthrough yesterday. The Twins bullpen, 4.81 ERA, 1.38 whip. Rays bullpen, 3.66 ERA, 1.21 whip. So, yes, now we have the move. We also have a 7, which implies very low volatility. And when we get to the cash flow, 90% of tickets, 74% of cash on the over. Even at 7, this has gone from 7 to 7. There's 10 and 26 on the under. You feel like 7 has to be a win. 7 can't be a push. 75% of tickets and 97% of the cash on the Minnesota Twins. Jose Bouquett, take it away.
There's obviously two really bad hitting baseball teams. I'll say that. Minnesota from the 15th to today, 24th in weighted runs created plus against righties. Tampa Bay, 28th, both sub 90. So I could easily see both of these pitchers pitching well. Well for Taj Bradley might be like 5 innings, 3 earned runs here. And then we've got 2 bullpens that I generally still trust. Their month numbers from the 15th to today, or I should update this real quick, but from the 15th to today, they're still a little shaky ERA wise. I still trust them overall. Tampa Bay 15th, 3.66 ERA. Minnesota 23rd, 4.81. But if let's push it back, and let's push it back for the full month of August to September 5th, you'll have the Tampa Bay Rays in first with a 2.5 ERA, and Minnesota better, but it's 4.56, still not great. I can easily see a Rays team that's not hitting well to begin with get shut down by a Twins bullpen that statistically is not that great, but they still have good arms in there. I still trust Griffin Jacks. I still trust Johan Duran, who both have not thrown since Monday. So wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw both today. Same thing with Jorge Alcala, I should say. He'll probably throw today as well. So I think you're just getting the good bullpen arms from the Rays. From the Twins. The Rays bullpen, real quick, I'll look at that. Used up pretty heavily. Cole Sulser through 37, Hunter Bige through 19, Kevin Kelly 13, and Richard Lovelady 19. That leaves you with Garrett Clevenger, Drew Rasmussen, who threw 22 pitches on Tuesday. I doubt he's available, honestly. Edwin Uchia and Manuel Rodriguez, who's all these names obviously are not household names, but the Rays will somehow find a way to still have a really good bullpen. So all this to say, I lean under truly, but I don't have the heart to bet totals recently, Jimmy. I don't know if you've noticed this, but I have just completely stayed off totals. I've stayed just money lines, first 5 money lines, rarely. So I just stay off this game.
Cuban Connect on the over. Nate Dogg on Pablo, 7 or more Ks with Justin McKelvey. Sharpie look here. Brahma B on Twins money line. Mally Mal saying Twins 6-1 last first 5, last 7. Lopez starts. So why are you staying off of this spot? Just because of
I haven't bet totals much in the second half.
No, but why are you not on the Twins first 5 -1/2? Because you think Bradley could shove?
Yeah. And I think this could be 0-0 after 5. If Taj Bradley stays into the 6th inning, he gets touched up.
And Vipe on Tampa Bay money line.
Wow, shout out to you, Vipe. Yeah, I do think both these guys pitch well. And if you gave me a $500 free play, gun to head, I'd bet the under.
Full game.
Yeah.
You get plus money on the first 5 under 3.5. I mean, do you want? I mean, I don't want to sit here and just expect.
It's dropped from a 4-2. It was 4 -110 each way. It's 4 juiced at Bet Online, and like you said, you can get plus money on the 3.5. So I definitely don't hate a first 5 either.
Though even that 4 made no sense to me. Made no sense at all. Like, and we'll talk about that in the Mariners A's spot. You can still get the 4. Oh wow, it's back at 4. 11 minutes ago, Penny brought it back to 4. Minus 120 on the under.
Yeah, I think, I don't know, just totals for me in the second half have been kind of sketchy for me because I want to bet unders, shots you, Noli, and it feels like all these games have been going over at just a ridiculous.
Noli says Bradley deals today. Okay. I don't. If I need to focus on football, I will. I just don't want to have a defeatist attitude because I'm not wearing Peter Loshak's face on my chest. Like I don't like what I can't win unless I wear a Peter Loshak shirt. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's stupid. Okay, let's move on. Now, look, I get it, as anybody would. Looking at the Astros and the Twins here on the road as big favorites, I get why, I'd be on. And remember, I told you yesterday, the very first thing I looked at, remember 2 years ago, I had a really strong season. And the first thing I told you guys, I would look at what my gut first thing, and I'd put a line through it. And remember yesterday, that was Astros. First 5, minus a half with Arrighetti. First thing, Okay.
It's funny that I wish that we could acknowledge that and then flip it, Billy Friedrich, that's a good point. We don't know for sure if it's not in his lap right now, like touching it, rubbing it. We don't know for sure where it is.
I haven't watched it. It's right over there. Okay.
We might need it just on the like desks now instead of the pub sports radio.
I wore it in the poker tournament, and I wasn't going to. And I was like, you know what? I should just wear it, and I came second.
You might have to change.
All right, let's roll. 3:37 p.m. Eastern. Seattle Mariners 70-70, 29-42 on the road at Oakland Athletics 61-79, 35-36 at home. The reason why I've tried to not believe in those things is because they can control you. If good luck becomes such an important thing,
it goes from a crutch and then it beats you with the crutch.
Yeah. Nate Dogg, the winner, was Oxymoron, and he was great. Full value. He was great. And respect, and got the free entry in the Cappers contest. And it wasn't a bad beat. It was nothing. He was full credit for what he did. Brian Wu versus Joey Estes. Let's get into the weather. 70 Fahrenheit, 6.2 miles per hour left to right. We see a lot of wind generally in the Bay Area. Not today. And it's warm. It's afternoon game, but it gets up to 76. I don't think it's been at 76 here. So Noli Knows says dead under. I want the under. Thanks, Kelly. Yeah, it's stuck with me. I want the under. But why is the first 5 so expensive? I've been through this with you, Jose, often. And now, if this show is just about making money, which it isn't, like we're trying to enjoy the art of capping together and all that, but why don't I just bet alive? What do I care if my record, doesn't change and I leave a win on my record? It's about making money, and the first 5 is just too expensive. Why? I love Estes. We talk about a 22-year-old fireballer and Rhett Lauder. How about Joey Estes as a 22-year-old star? I think he's going to be a hell of a pitcher in this league for a long time. And Brian Wu has been excellent all year. Had the forearm issues to start the year. Now he's coming off a loss at the Angels where he allowed 3 home runs. He exerts a lot. He's always dealt with forearm issues. Is he vulnerable here? On yesterday's show with this matchup, I was thinking to myself, with Seattle, then we're 29-41 on the road. And they had Kirby pitching. They were going against Sears, JP Sears. And the A's were 35-35 at home. Why were the A's such a big dog? It didn't make any sense. And what I did was I got off the A's. What I should have done was, there's a reason why the Mariners are this big of a favorite, and I should have backed the Mariners. So here, I've dealt with this so often where the first 5 is expensive. You guys take a full game under. I go on the first 5. I lose. It's 3-2 after 5 and it ends 4-2. You guys all cash. I lose, or it ends 2-2 after 5 and it ends 3-2 or 4-2. You guys all cash and I push. Right now, this total is at 7.5, and the first 5 is now juiced to the over. It was a -110 each way. I mean, this is just. Viper says, I like the under, but I can't trust Estes. This is where you trust them. Oakland Coliseum, baby. 4-1, 2.31 ERA. Look at that K to walk ratio, 40-8, 188 opponent's batting average. And that's not all because of one outlier performance and no hitter. It's not outlier performances. He delivers at home. The Mariners rating 227, 678 OPS since August 15th, while the A's are 251, 751. The Mariners definitely have a big bullpen advantage. This A's bullpen has fallen apart. So let's take a look at the line history and hand it over to Jose. And I apologize for how long of a diatribe that was, but this game's been in my head nonstop. So 365 has this juice to the over. Look at this, Jose. This got up to 4.5. How could a 7.5 get up to a 4.5? I mean, that's just. I mean, if this stuff is so mind-boggling, I can't move on anything. I mean, I don't want that to be the case. This
so why
total,
aren't you liking full game? Or why?
Well, it opened up at 7.5 at 8:02 a.m. I don't know why the Pinnacle was so late to allowing us to move on this one. It got up to 8 at 8:37. Then back at 7.5, up to 8, back at 7.5. Right now, there's been a 2-cent move to the over. And look, if we get to the point where all of the cash is on the over, then I will find it appealing. When we get to the Mariners, how could they be -148? Like, it just doesn't make sense that they'd be this big of a favorite. Is Estes terrible? Nolino says Estes 11 1/3 versus Seattle has given up 3 hits, not runs, but hits. So let's get to the cash flow then on this one. Cash flow wise, 77% of tickets and 93% of cash on the Mariners. There was not a move to the Mariners until just recently. 11:48, 6 minutes ago, there was a 5-cent move. And then on the total here, we have 85% of tickets, 86% cash on the over. I wish it never went up to 8. If this never went up to 8, I'd be more interested. But I am still interested in the under. Take it away, Jose.
Yeah, I'm going to move on the under here, and I'm going to take the Oakland A's as well. So a dog in the under here. Here's my challenge to the Seattle Mariners, a team that I've called dead for weeks. They've shown some signs of life. I challenge the Seattle Mariners offense to have another offensive day like they had yesterday. This is one of the worst offenses in the league, and they scored 16 runs yesterday. No fucking shot they score more than 5 today. No shot. Give me the under here. Joey Estes pitches well. Brian Wu is, he's a good pitcher. He struggled in his last outing, so maybe showing signs of weakness. Oakland A's offense, very good. And I'm saying very good because they actually are. I can tell you right now, against righties this month, 8th best, 114 weighted runs created plus. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. If the Oakland A's and the Mariners had a little body swap and the A's gave their offense to the Mariners would be able to make the World Series. That's how good this offense is. That's how good the Mariners pitching is. But I will gladly take this dead-ass team that scored 16 runs yesterday, and I doubt can do it again. No crooked numbers for the Mariners. So Oakland A's, full game money line for me, and the under here. Full game money line is +141, and I'm getting under 7.5 even money. Jimmy, you talked about your line movement. It started at 7.5. It went up and went down. I kind of had the opposite thing here. We started at an 8 at Bet Online. Obviously, you mentioned that you're opening it up later, so that maybe is a factor. Bet Online opened this up at 2:30 yesterday. Was an 8 and quickly got down to a 7.5. And I'll say the juice is on the over. It was -105 at one point for the under. Now it's plus. It was even money, I should say. So that's a little worrisome. And like I said, I don't love taking totals here, and I have not liked taking totals all in the second half. But 85 and 86% of the money on the over here, and we have this kind of line movement down. I'll trust it. I like both pitchers, and I think the Mariners cannot put up an offensive performance like that again.
Are you going to take a 7.5 at plus money, or are you going to take an 8?
I'll take the 8. Or excuse me, I'll take the 7.5 even money.
Couple things to shout out quickly. Detroit Lenny signing up for both contests. I love it, Detroit Lenny. I love your
Shout to
city
you.
too. Love your city, Detroit Lenny in the house. And Am I Lying? Now a member of We Be Pubbing, which means he can join us and vote in the Cappers Contest show. Cappers
Yes.
Contest show, which is great. Thank you for that, Am I Lying? And if you want to take it one step further, you are available for the $50 horse race that will happen at the end of today's show. Under 7.5 here. You know, these sharp books are moving into the under. Okay, I tell you what. If nothing comes from this MLB card, because there's 9 games on it, and I can't, you know, I need to succeed, and I got myself a lot of money back over the last couple of weeks, and I gave quite a bit of it yesterday away and called for the Angels. But I will move on the under 7. I think I'd take an 8. I think I'll take an 8, but I'll move on this with you if nothing else becomes available here. Let's roll on. Next up, we have 3:45 p.m. Eastern action. The Arizona Diamondbacks 79-61, 40-30 on the road at the San Francisco Giants 68-72, 39-32 at home at Oracle Park in San Francisco, California. And TJ says, take the 8, guys. A half run is worth more than 30 cents. At that number, I really do. Have you bet it? Did you press the button already?
No, I haven't pushed the button yet.
I would think about it. Think about what your options are. Not, you know, I just, it's having that push and play is.
I'll let you know what my 8 price is.
Okay, cool.
Here, I have to investigate that right now.
Let's take a look at the weather here.
You want some breaking news on this game?
Yes.
We have taint. Taint is in on this game. He's going for 7 straight. You see, messages me 7 straight.
Yeah, it was a
Shout out
blowout
to you
winner
guys.
yesterday.
Yeah, yep. We took it. Yep. Shout out to him. And by the way, Nasty Nate's gonna love this. Quietly, shout out to Troy Torrance. I saw Troy Torrance put up the cows on Twitter, and I quietly bet the run line as well for the Cubs yesterday. So that was also very nice. But first 5 plus a half here for the Arizona Diamondbacks is taint officially here. It makes a whole lot of sense to me. I will admit that.
Wow, back in Merrill Kelly. God, he's not looked good. Merrill Kelly is throwing 17 innings this year on the road, 12 earned runs, 21 hits, 13 to 8 K to walk ratio. Opponents hitting 318 on him. I mean, Matty Ice with his big flapping taint has an ability to, you know, pick the right spots for a pitcher to turn around. He does a great job at it. Expecting Merrill Kelly to do that here. Maybe it's the meek Giants offense hitting 217, 673 OPS versus righties since August 15th. That's wild. I know the wind and nothing is not going to be a deal because it's not over in Oakland. 62 Fahrenheit. So it is, again, warmer than usual. 6 miles per hour to right field. Gets up to 7.5. Deep part of the ballpark. Cuban Connect says over.
By the way, 8 minus 120.
Yeah, take that.
I'll take you guys.
Take that.
Cool.
This total is at 7. It's at 7. Open up at 7.5. Would drop down to 7. It's dropped a bunch of times down to 7. Sitting at 7 right now, and it's a pretty legit 7. It was a completely legit 7 15 minutes ago. There was a 7-cent move to the over 11 minutes ago. So it was even go back to 11:44. This was minus 108 to the over. There's been a 9-cent move to the over 7 in the last 18 minutes. That is very interesting. Let's go to the money line here on this one. We have Arizona at plus 137. They opened up at plus 134. Very, very, very interesting. Take a look at the cash flow then for this one. Jerry Davis on San Francisco run line. We have 91%, and we can't forget about Andre, 50th anniversary. Andre always brings me back when I'm going too far. He's a voice of wisdom He's got that kind of I can tell just from the way he writes. He's got that wisdom that only experiences and age gives you, where you can, when you talk, people listen. Blake Snell, 2-3, 3.56 ERA, 1.08 WHIP. Last start, 7 innings for it's 1 run, 8 Ks, 1 walk, and a 3-1 win at home over Miami. At home, yet to have register a dub at home. 2.83 ERA. He has allowed 2 home runs in 47 2/3, 185 opponents batting average. But the Diamondbacks are hitting lefties almost as hard as they're hitting righties. 278, 779 OPS. And the Diamondbacks bullpen has been a big problem all of a sudden. 91% of tickets and 93% of cash on the over. That means if you do like the under, I know there's cappers in the chat that like the over, you can wait. 32% of tickets and 95% of cash on the Diamondbacks. Would you, if that was the case, wouldn't you like to see it move a little bit towards that over? Mally Mouse says, how is Merrill Kelly the underdog here? I mean, what Merrill Kelly are you seeing out on the mound? Certainly not the one of the last few years. Take it away, Jose. I can't wait to hear your breakdown.
Yeah, so Merrill Kelly, like you just mentioned, we'll touch his starts. Dodgers at home, 6 runs, 4 of them earned. Tough opponent. 6 innings, 4 earned runs at Boston. At Tampa Bay, 6 earned runs there, and this Rays offense sucks. And before then, he was pitching well. 2 earned runs, 1 earned runs, kind of doing his thing there.
He was gone, right? Are you talking in April?
Merrill Kelly.
Yeah, but are you talking about in April? Or are you talking about when he came back? So who cares what
and his first start coming back was 5 innings, 2 earned runs against the Phillies. So that's the only good start he's had there. I do think that this is an interesting spot because of him being such a big underdog, and that +0.5 is interesting. But you mentioned the total going up, and you just said 91% of the bets, 93% of the money on the over there. I don't know. It's an interesting thing here, Jimmy. I had this total on Bet Online under 7.5 -115. They moved it to a 7 not too long ago. Honestly, it seems like about 20 minutes ago. So if it goes to the under, if this is leaning under, I'd much rather have that first 5 +0.5 because this could easily be a 0-0 first 5, just because the Giants' offense is just really not that good, and I think Merrill Kelly could take advantage of that. I still think he's a good pitcher. I still generally trust Merrill Kelly, even though he's had a run of bad starts. Giants against righties, 27th, 88 weighted runs created plus since the 15th to today. So I trust. It's just more, I guess, trusting Merrill Kelly's, veteran savvy, his ability. He's done this before in the past, pitching well, especially to get in division. And I think Blake Snell obviously is very good and a scary pitcher to try to go up a fade against. So at first 5 +0.5, I don't hate it all. I'm thinking about moving on it, TBH. And by the way, Arizona against lefties in that split, Jimmy, 4th against lefties, 116 weighted runs created plus. So yes, Blake Snell is scary, but at least you have a good offense going up against him as well.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I want to back Blake Snell. I certainly don't want to go up against Taint, and I want to back the Giants here.
I'm gonna ride with Taint. I've got +0.5 at -105 now.
Diamondbacks +0.5 -105, and of course, this is the TJ special. Low total, low first 5 total, low implied volatility, and you're getting a +0.5 on the first 5.
Yep. That's why I was exactly because and if this line would have gone up to 8, I would be less inclined to take this first 5 +0.5. I hope it's 0-0. Honestly.
Did you have interest in the first 5 under 4?
Yes, but it's just one of those things where I've been so bad at first 5 totals, especially that I've stayed away from them. So I'd rather look at full game than first 5. And both these bullpens, you mentioned the Diamondbacks bullpen being shaky, and I don't trust the Giants bullpen to say the fucking least after betting them for that whole series against the Mariners. They got a full experience of that Giants bullpen.
Okay, you guys are telling me that the first 5 under 4 is in play. I wonder what the first. I just curious what that first 3 is. I mean, I would want it to be under 2.5 minus 155 or higher.
It's funny. I don't ever look at three lines because I don't get them. I was going to say 1.5.
It's minus 160. Cuban Connect looking at the Diamondbacks first 5. Okay. So then I would be on the under 8 in Mariners Oakland. I can understand Jerry's concern about the A's bullpen, but they didn't use any of their best arms in that bullpen. That's not been great, but they didn't use any of them yesterday. So I'm going to stick with that, moving day. Eyeball 509 in the house. Jermaine Connolly in the house. Also Rod Zawacki. And Am I Lying says Snell is a scrub. Cy Young Award winning scrub, but a scrub.
But I agree with you. Am I lying?
Okay. Let's roll on. 6:40 p.m. Eastern, the Philadelphia Phillies 83-56, 36-31 on the road. At Miami Marlins 52-87, 26-45 at home. Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida. Ranger Suarez versus Adam Aller. We talked about Aller quite a lot before his last start, and he was excellent in it. 6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 8 Ks, 2 walks, and 3-1 loss at the Giants. Let's grab Aller's baseball reference that we went over. 29 years of age, and let's get his minors in here as well. So this year, he was with the Guardians and he couldn't come up. Then he went over to Miami and he got the opportunity. He was on the A's in 2023 and 2022. Horrific numbers and a legit sample size. He in 2022 he had 19 games with the A's, 2-8, 6.30 ERA. In 2023, he had 9 games, 1 start, 1-1 with a 10.07 ERA. So Adam Aller coming off of a great start, which is a surprise, and going up against Ranger Suarez, who's coming off a poor start against the Braves, who are raking lefties right now. The Marlins aren't. 236, 691 OPS. Phillies 267, 53 OPS. Phillies bullpen has started to be very strong again, 2.77 ERA. And their Marlins bullpen's been bad, a little bit better over the last 14 days, but bad overall. Let's take a look at the line history here in Miami and the cash flow and hand it over to Jose. First off, we'll go to a full game total. We have this at 8.5 minus 115 to the under. This opened up at 8. Got up to 8.5 a couple times. This is an 8.5 that's plus money to the over, but it has gone up a half run. And then on the money line, we have a Phillies squad at minus 216. They opened up at minus 230. So it's moving towards the Marlins. And when we get to the cash flow here, 10% of the tickets, 19% of the cash on the Marlins, 85% tickets, 84% cash on the over. Your call on the Marlins full game was perfect. Who cares really about the bullpen stats and that, I just should say who cares, but you were trusting the market on a full game situation. When I was following that game, I just wish I had found, because I love Beloso. I told you we both talked about Beloso bounce back start. So why wasn't I on the first 5 under? Take it away for us. Yes, Aller is a righty, but the Marlins are going up against Suarez, the lefty. Take it away for us here, Jose. Phillies, Marlins.
Yes, and yes, Sweaty Butcher, spreads release on Thursdays.
Oh yeah, that was my fault. That was my fault. I for whatever reason I thought they were released on Wednesdays, but it's always been Thursdays because we would have to, that's why we pushed the show back to 2 initially, just to make sure the spreads were out. So that was my fault. I apologize about that. Yes, they'll be out every Thursday morning. And then you have till Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern to get your action. It locks. Take it away, Jose.
Yeah, so here's the thing, and I'll use this opportunity to say happy birthday to Razor. Shout out to you, Razor. Virgo Gang, September 4th and 5th. Everyone knows about it. But here's the thing. The Marlins play the Phillies remarkably well. Just historically over the last 3 years. This year they've played them well. And I at this point, I feel like I should just kind of take the Marlins. If I get 1 in this series, I'll be pretty okay with that. If I get 2, awesome. But here's the thing: Marlins record this year against the Phillies, or Phillies, I should say, record against the Marlins 5-4. Not that obviously the Marlins are very bad this year, and they're only 5-4 against them. Last 3 years, the Marlins are 20-25 against the Phillies. They're probably big underdogs in all those games, most all those games. So I don't know what it is. I just really think the Phillies just take their eye off the ball here a little bit in Miami. So I do want to take the Marlins here. The thing that's obviously worrisome, 90% of the bets, 81% of the money on the Phillies, but the line actually moving in the direction as well kind of has me worried. Opened up at -199. It gets up to -218, gets up to 235. It has come down a little bit, which is, kind of making me feel a little better, but I think I will end up moving on Miami here. Full game money line. Again, I just think the Phillies, for whatever reason, do not play these Marlins well. It's just kind of their bugaboo team. And at big plus money dogs, I will gladly take the Marlins here. So Marlins full game. Plus, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to say 210 because that might be an old line. Plus 197 now.
It makes sense. I just don't have the balls to do it. It makes sense. Kong's Clips, by the way, exclusive pub release. Kansas -5.5. Kansas -5.5. Get that copied and pasted here. Let's go over also, make sure. So Aguilar. So that's going to be for tonight. That'll be beautiful. And we have both TJ and Ron Crawford on the Nats. Pablo Lopez, 7 or more strikeouts for Sharpie. And we have to remember to hook up our guy, Andre. Okay, so let's roll on. Jose on the Marlins at plus 210. I like it because, Pinnacle.
Plus 197.
Plus 197. Oh, sorry. Pinnacle came up late, and so they tell a different story, right? Because they started -230 and it comes down. So it's important to hear both sides.
Yeah, and truthfully, that does make me feel better about it. It comes down a little bit. It's a big dog. Well, some of the stats are going to make me feel better about betting it, but we ride.
Bankroll Spence says huge momentum game for the Royals yesterday. Shout out to Truth Teller who was on the Royals. And Cuban Connect says, roof going to be open in the Marlins game. Wow,
that's rare.
That
roof's open like once, twice a year. Like I think I saw earlier in the season they played their first game with the roof open in like a long ass time. So that's very interesting.
At first pitch, it feels like it's 98.
Whew! God damn!
It feels like 98, 9.5 miles per hour in. Wow, that's interesting. Blue Balls play of the day. Michael Harris. Shout out to Cuban Connect. And shout out to Truth Teller on the Royals. I should have trusted Seth Lugo there. It's just hard to catch a falling knife. Let's move on. We move on to 6:40 p.m. Eastern. We've already heard a TJ coming to the chat out of a meeting saying you must bet Nationals first 5. And then we have Ron Crawford, whose spreadsheet dog play of the day is the Washington Nationals. You should correct Mally Mal here, thinking you're fading UTSA.
Fucking Mally, unbelievable! This fucking guy, dude.
He's not. He's actually asking.
Mally. I revealed to you, Mally, about my Forzy, and now you're fucking doing me like this. No, I'm on UTSA +1. I'm ready to get beer thrown at me. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go into the Lions Den.
We need an artist to make the cartoon, draw the cartoon of 7-year-old Jose with the late onset circumcision. Let's go. 6:40 p.m. Eastern. Washington Nationals 62 and 77, 30 and 40 on the road. The Pittsburgh Pirates 65 and 74, 32 and 36 at home. PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's get into the weather here and line history, and then hand it over to Jose. Weather-wise, obviously, we're talking about TJ and Spreadsheet Boulevard. Fascinating boulevard to apply your trade on. 82 Fahrenheit, 6.7 miles per hour in, between 6 and 6.7 miles per hour. Jake Irvin versus Bailey Falter. Line history-wise, we have... God, Irvin's been so bad lately. Bailey Falter, a minus 111. The Pirates opened up at minus 119, so we've had 8 cents of movement away from them. On the total, we have an 8.5 at minus 116. This has gone to 8 plenty of times, and every time it's come back. Overall, though, we've had 13 cents of movement towards the under, legitimate movement towards the under, with 92% of tickets and 90% cash on the over. On the money line, 28% tickets and 43% of cash on these Washington Nationals. So, Jake Irvin, could you pull up his August stats for me, Jose? Jake Irvin, 9-11, 4.08 ERA, 1.19 whip. He's eaten up 161 innings. Is he dealing with arm fatigue? He's been an important cog to get the Nationals through this season. His last start, 7-6 loss at home versus the Cubs. Look, we gave Beloso, who got lit up by the Cubs, the start before getting lit up in the thin air in Colorado. We gave him a grace for that happening. Should we give the same to Jake Irvin? But for whatever reason, I don't have it in front of me, and Jose's going to talk about it. I have a bias or a vividness bias of him getting touched all August. On the road, he's been great all year. 7-3, 3.59 ERA, 231 opponent's batting average. Has allowed 16 home runs on the road, just 10 at home. Going up against Bailey Falter, just allowed 4 earned runs in a 10-8 loss at the Guardians. I'd be curious to see what the Guardians were doing against lefties. Nats versus lefties, 230, 629 OPS. They're not hitting lefties, but maybe Falter is a problem. Pirates versus righties, 246, 715 OPS. And it's interesting that TJ focusing on the first 5 because this Nats bullpen has been so much better than the Pirates bullpen. The Pirates bullpen since August 15th says 6.52 ERA. Jose Bouquett, take it away, my friend.
Yeah, and there's just a lot of questions about my circumcision being asked in the chat.
You don't. It's not like, hey, I wouldn't mind getting this chopped.
That's not true. Like that.
Your body tells you that this has got to go.
Kongs, that is exactly right. I'm not going to get into details, but I did not wake up in second grade. I was like, you know what? Cut it off.
Trying to cut weight for the basketball team.
Yeah, I was. I don't know. It was just not. It wasn't me there, Kongs. But yeah, my body said it was time, I guess. So yeah, let's talk about this game. Let's talk Jake Irvin first. He's one of my guys in my rotation. I love him. I haven't backed him in a while because arm fatigue, like you mentioned. His last few starts, you mentioned 7 earned runs against the Cubs, 5 1/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs at Atlanta, at Philadelphia, 6 innings, 4 earned runs, at Baltimore, 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, and at home for the Giants, 5 innings, 5 earned runs there. He had one more start he snuck in August, a 5 2/3, 4 earned run performance against Milwaukee. So there's not been any shutouts. You definitely can say that. But I still trust the guy here. Those are all good teams. Cubs are hot right now. Braves are doing their thing. You pitched well against them. Phillies are going to win the World Series. Orioles are a very good team. I trust him here. And I will be plying my trade, as you say, on Ron Crawford and TJ Boulevard. I'm going to set up my shack and tell people all about late onset circumcisions. And I'm the Washington Nationals here with you guys.
Shout out to Ari Miller, who just signed up for the Cappers contest. So TJ talking about the available arms and Nats bullpen being an issue. Can you take a look at those available arms for me? And then I know what I'm going to actually, I'll do this other one. Can you look at that up look up that for us?
Sure. I'm scared about what you're looking up, honestly, but
I'm just looking up whether the Guardians are hitting lefties, man.
I was scared you're gonna look up some more circumcision facts or something. I don't know.
I looked up 0 circumcision facts. It's the last thing
Well,
I'm looking.
Well,
Jeez.
GM3
You wanna type
kinda
that
put
into the computer and press images. Oh god,
Maybe I don't know. GM3 asking good questions, asking why if I was confused at why my parents decided to hack off half my cock at that age. You know what? I guess I was, but I also knew myself that my body was telling me that this had to go. So I understood it, GM3. I understood it, actually. Nationals bullpen. Jose Ferrer, back-to-back days. He's not going to go. Our guy Finnegan threw 26 pitches yesterday. I kind of expect him to be available if it's in a tight spot, TBH. Has not thrown in a while. Derek Law, back-to-back days. Robert Garcia threw 20 on Tuesday, and Jacob Barnes threw 15 yesterday. Everyone else should be ready to go. I still don't like Kyle Finnegan on 26 pitches yesterday. So I'll agree with you here, TJ. I'll take Nationals first 5. I need to look at the line here. First 5 plus a half, minus 143. Disgusting. Funny enough, minus 103 Nationals, but minus 117 Pirates. More expensive than a full game, minus 111. Very interesting.
Jose Bouquett. So generally,
you're not going to recover.
This
show's going to be burned in your memory.
I needed this though. A lot of stress come football season, and
yeah, you know what's fucked? I don't think anyone in this chat's ever going to eat potato skins ever again.
Was never a fan in the first place, but wow. Okay,
yeah, I'm
so
trying to decide how I'm going to back the Nationals here as well, though.
So you doubled up on the Rangers in sort of I mean, it was a different cap. I shouldn't talk about that one. Let's talk about the Pirates bullpen arms. Are they fresh?
Pirates bullpen arms, let's tell you right now. I would love if Chapman was not available here. Jalen Beeks, Kyle Nichols, both threw 27 and 26 yesterday. Probably not available. Chapman has not thrown since Monday. And Bednard threw 9 on Tuesday. So, I mean, those are the 2 guys to really be worried about. Chapman and Bednard. And like I said, didn't throw yesterday, and Chapman has not thrown since Monday, so they'll probably be available. And the other scary part about betting the Nationals here, and probably why the Pirates are favored to begin with, is that the Nationals against lefties not been good.
Not been good. But the Guardians, that's why I looked at the Guardians. Guardians aren't hitting them at all. And they got the falter.
It's going to be a fun game. I'm sorry that I haven't decided how I'm going to bet this yet. Big Show, thank you for continuing the timestamps. Thank you. But I do want to move on the Nationals in some form or fashion. Like you said, I might double up here because I hate having to decide like this and going back and forth. And I just feel like sometimes it's just easier to go both. But I'll let you know here in a moment.
And okay. I just, with the bullpen arrangement, do you feel like that the first 5 would be the better spot? I'm trying to place that because I watched this Pirates bullpen self-destruct, and I think that how could not, I just don't, and I don't want to double up, even though I don't hate that idea.
I think I'm going to double up. It opened up Bet Online first 5 at minus 125. Now down to 117. Opened up full game minus 119. Now down to minus 111. So yeah, I'll double up here, and I'm going to trust my guy Jake Irvin. He's been in my rotation all year. I'm a little worried about arm fatigue, but let's ride.
Okay.
Full game plus 101, and first 5 minus 103.
Oh, so because there's no difference at 365 between the two, they're both at minus 105. Okay, so Jose's on the Nats, first 5 minus 103 and full game plus 101.
Yes, and again, if Chapman comes into this game, It's 1, 2, 3. I'm going to tell you guys that right now because the Nationals will have zero shot against Chapman in this game. He's a lefty, and he throws extremely hard, and I do not believe in the young player's abilities to catch up to heat unless your name is Rafael Devers.
And these guys have never even seen Irvin. De La Cruz, 10 at-bats, 0 for 10, and Tellez, 0 for 1.
Billy is right. This is the indecision circumcision.
Okay, I will. Nash Nate looking for a good early look that he can throw in. I did not move on those 2-1-10 games, but Sharpie is on the over 7 Ks from Lopez at 1:10 p.m. Nate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move on the first 5 here. So I got action, and that's what I was looking for. So that's first 5. Okay, let's roll on. Next up, 7:20 p.m. Eastern with the Colorado Rockies, 51-89, 19-52 on the road at the Braves, 76-63, 38 and 12.
Oh, before we go further, I'd like to just announce Andre McCool, your 50th anniversary play, the Washington Nationals. Take them first 5 full game, however you see it. Take it both. I have both. TJ likes first 5 in particular, so you could probably lean that way more. But yeah, the Nationals are your 50th anniversary. I hope you're fucking play the day.
Andres.
And
First
TJ, hopefully we'll see you soon for Cappers. Good luck, my man. We need your votes. Every vote counts in Cappers contest.
Yes, but you don't have to vote. There's also a new caveat this year, and that is that Jeff Slaughter can veto, but he has to do it live. He has to come on live to veto.
It's going to be funny where we're just doing the show, mind our own business, and then we just hear, boop.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. That's going to make me, I'm going to start laughing immediately. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be like one of those games where for whatever reason we're going against the sharp action. We love doing that in Cappers, and then boop, we're just gonna see Jeff come on. No!
Oh, I can't
It's gonna be
wait.
great.
7:20 p.m. Eastern, Colorado Rockies 51-89. You know, he pays. He dropped $1,000 for us to do this. So
I mean, yeah,
love
it's the least he could get is the veto power.
Rockies 51-89, 19-52 on the road. I can't. I'm trying so hard. Trying so hard to stay focused. Atlanta Braves 76-63, 38-28 at home.
What made you start talking about the hog?
Pretty early. I don't know why either. I don't know why I started talking about the hog.
You brought up early, circumcisions or whatever, late circumcisions, I actually should say, and
yeah,
I felt something in my heart.
When bad things happen in life, we can just go back to the capping. But in all my life, when something terrible happened to you, you would just take it right to the stage. And then that reminded me of Hog, because Hog got that late onset circumcision. That was gold, baby. I mean, he took that right. He was crushing with that.
Yeah, I think that'll be on my stand-up routine now. I'm going to go ahead and put that one in as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because 7's not as funny. People are going to feel bad for you. 27 or 24, 5, whatever it was hilarious. Like, that's laugh out loud funny. 7, that's it's our heart breaks for young 7-year-old Jose Bouquett.
Does it? Does it break for? I don't think it does.
Austin Gomber going up against Ronaldo Lopez.
I think Jimmy just can't get the thought of me like on the injury report, 10-year-old just out, circumcision, done. 15-day IL.
That knock on the door too, when you had to say, "Daddy, something's wrong." I mean,
yeah, let me tell you, I remember it. I was in the shower. I said,
okay,
let's not right.
Austin Gomber, 4-10, 4.69 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. 144 innings, 102 Ks, 36 walks, 27 home runs. He's been a little better. He's been a little better in that first inning because we've talked all year long how he gets better as it goes on. Last start, 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 homer, 4 Ks, 1 walk, and a 5-3 loss at home versus the Orioles. It was an impressive start. On the road, 3-7, 4.89 ERA, 269 opponent's batting average. Ronaldo Lopez has been spectacular. I mean, all this talk about Sale being the Cy Young finalist. Why is no one talking about Ronaldo Lopez? Too bad that he was on the IL for that little bit.
Yeah, and I bet you that was purely phantom IL just to give him rest.
He has been unbelievably good. Shout out to Anthopoulos. God, we got fucking Atkins and Shapiro. Rogers loves them, right? 40,000 at every game.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
By the way, some really interesting questions again being asked in the chat, Jimmy. I'm sorry to interrupt your lovely breakdowns here. Rem, you must have missed this part where the healing ointment post-surgery actually infected me and I was allergic to it. You must have missed that part, Rem. So yes, that did happen and it went horribly wrong. Billy, I cannot fuck around corners, but I was in second grade when this happened. So I don't know how old I was. Whatever grade second grade is.
Like healing ointment.
I really thought, it'd make me feel better. Who would have thought that I was allergic to it? Who would have thought?
Healing ointment as the next chapter right after as like, gold. Fucking gold. Healing ointment. Ronaldo Lopez at home, 4-1, 1.72 ERA, 211 opponents batting average. He's allowed 4 home runs in 68 innings, struck out 73 in those 68 innings. But the Rockies are hitting righties right now. Since August 15th, 248, 756 OPS. Braves versus lefties, 256, 754 OPS. So Rockies are hitting righties as hard as Braves are hitting lefties since August 15th. And we've been talking a lot about the Braves hitting lefties. Rockies bullpen actually starting to pitch okay. 4.13 ERA since August 15th, while the Braves bullpen is back pitching very, very well again. It seems teams roll when their bullpens are keeping leads. Pretty simple. Let's take a look at the weather in Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, not that hot today. 82 Fahrenheit, 8.8 miles per hour left to right. Across the diamond, dies down to 6 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history here. We have this total at 8, juice to the over. It opened up at 8.5, and it would go down 8. It's gone down 8 multiple times, but now it's stuck. Minus 113 to the over, plus 100 to the under. And on the money line, we have the Braves at minus 275. This opened up at minus 269 at 5:16 p.m. So be curious to hear what BetOnline did when they opened it up earlier. And shout out to BetOnline. If you're looking for a new account, go through our website. If it's a brand new account and you use the promo code PubSports, they'll give you 100% bonus up to $1,000. We have the MyBookie bonus on there as well, Bovada as well. And shout out to all those books rocking with us. This opened up at minus 269. Prize Picks as well up there. And now 275. But this was a minus, 258? When was it a minus 2? Minus 256 last night. So some yo-yo movement. I mean, look, Atlanta against the lefty playing the way they are, but Gomber can pitch well. And this total has dropped from 8.5 to 8, implying that there's not as much volatility here. Let's get into the cash flow. We have 94% of tickets and 85% of cash on the Braves. So 6-15 on the Rockies. That's appealing. And on the total, we have 88% tickets, 87% cash on the over, and this is dropped. Take it away, Jose. The floor is yours.
I'm going to stay off this game. I'll keep it short. No action for me. I've lost on the Rockies twice, so I have a general rule. If I lose twice in this series on a team or whatever, that's the series already a loss. So I'm just gonna hands off, back away. No action here from me. Though unfortunately, I realize that this show has been really good, and now I have to tell Victor or T to cut up the show and put it on social media. So now more people are gonna know about my dick, and that's gonna be very interesting.
If you just want to keep it between us and just us and not put it on social media, that's valid.
Well, no, I mean, it's too funny. It's too funny. How can this has been an all-time show?
Well, let's roll on. I would have some interest in the under, but both teams are hitting right now. I like these two pitchers, but I've lost unders immediately with Gomber in the first inning, even though he's been much better in the first inning of late. Moving on. 8:05 p.m. Eastern with the LA Angels, 58-81, 28-39 on the road. At the Texas Rangers, 67-73, 38-33 at home. It sucks. All of your hatred towards the Rangers last year, and they skyrocket into the greatest season in the franchise's history. And then if you had just done it this year, you would look like an absolute genius. And that the futures market, it's happened to me in the futures market so often where I'm just a year early. Jack Kohanowitz on the hill. We hit that under. It was Kohanowitz, Kiter Montero, I believe, in that 3-0 win at the Tigers for the Angels. We cashed that under very comfortably. We did it with you guys here live. And 2 and 3, 4.96 ERA, 6 innings, last out, no earned runs. I like Kohanowitz. And Cody Bradford. Cody Bradford has thrown this year 56 innings, 43 of which have come at home. He's lights out at home. I almost moved on this under before I got here. Angels versus lefties, 209, 641. Rangers versus righties, 249, 667. Both bullpens are pitching very, very well.
Man.
Let's go over the line.
That's good. That's good, Skunt. That's good. That's not bad at all. We see you, Skunt. We see you.
Texas opens a minus 167 and minus 188. 21 cents towards the Rangers and Bradford. From a total side of things, we have an 8.5 here. Wow, this is really good that I didn't move on it. Wow, so this was an 8. I was looking very, very closely at it, and now we're back at 8.5. Huh? Still 7 cents of movement to the under. Well, that makes me feel better. This reminds me of the show when in Costa Rica and Peter Loshak for 2 weeks his dryer was broken, and so he'd run out of all his clothes. So he wore this army fatigue wife beater.
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna be telling you this.
I laughed nonstop. Like I couldn't stop laughing, and the lines were hilarious. And there was really angry people in the chat, not in the chat, in the video comments, like not taking this seriously. We need to get all this stuff, and I feel like I'm slipping here. I'm trying to keep this strong. The roof will probably be open. It opens up at 90. So it won't, I mean, it's not, maybe it won't be, because they say if it's over 85, they won't open the roof, and it is not. Oh no, but it's 83 at first pitch. Sorry. So I was looking at what feels like. So this will be open. This roof will be open. Oh, Ram, that was the show. That was my favorite show in the history of live shows. My favorite show. And I still have the we copied all the comments. Okay. Jerry Davis says Halos are on cloud 9 after last night and big travel spot. I don't know if I feel that way, Jerry, because this team is happy to be, they're on the road. They're down in Texas now. I don't know. But that is an important point.
I kind of agree with Jerry, just because they beat Ohtani. They kicked his ass too. And they're probably like, fuck yeah, we beat the Dodgers. That's probably like their World Series.
These first 3s plus a half have just been, and the Angels are like the team that cashes for me nonstop on those. Okay, I'd like to look at the cash flow, and then we're going to hand it over to Jose. We have got one more game before we get into college football. Then we're going to talk NFL. Then we're going to close with WNBA. It's just us for WNBA, and I didn't have enough time to put into it because I was really focusing on these college football spots, which I still haven't moved on. But cash-wise, 89% of tickets, 84% cash on the over. And then on the money line, we have 85% tickets and 97% cash on the Rangers. And the line's moving drastically in the Rangers' direction. So maybe the Rangers -1 is the spot. Not believing Kohanowitz. Take it away, Jose.
Yeah, I'm going to stay off this game. I don't think the Rangers should be this big of a favorite against really anyone. And I don't want to back the Angels off of that big win either. So I'm off. I do lean under, though. I will admit that. It's still an 8 at Bet Online. The fact that it's gone up to 8.5 probably going to keep me off as well, but I lean under with you.
And this didn't come out till 8:04 in the morning. I think this is a -1 spot, but is it too expensive? Let's just see.
Ali Mouse says he can see 10 plus runs in this game.
I don't like hearing that. But I like Kohanowitz. I told you that. I cashed his under last time he started, and I like Bradford at home. The -1, -140. It's too expensive. Too expensive. Lee Davis says 27-cent move to the Rangers since 8 a.m., but it's so expensive. I have to take him on the run line, which I could do. Seager had the day off yesterday, so he'll be in there today. Okay, I'm going to have to think about this, but I do want the under at this point. And we'll have to make the moves in between this show and the Cappers contest show. But it looks like it's moving to the over right now, so I could wait. But you can't wait on the Rangers. I think I've waited too long on the Rangers. And it's because I like Kohanowitz. So
Mally asking about bullpens real quick. I'll give you those now, Mally. Quijada didn't throw. Ben Joyce didn't throw. Rowancy and Brock Burke didn't throw yesterday. So, I mean, Ben Joyce is probably the name you guys want to hear. He's available. 10 pitches on Tuesday. So he's fine. And then I like Rowancy Contreras personally. So, and Jose Quijada, 23 Tuesday, didn't throw yesterday. He's available. So good part of the Angels bullpen ready. As for the Rangers, they have Robertson hasn't thrown. Chafin through Tuesday will be available today. Jose Leclerc. I forgot how Cab wanted me to say it. Leclerc is available, and Garrison Garabito will also be available as well. So generally fresh bullpens.
Maybe it's just maybe take a page out of Mikey Money's book. Maybe this is just you take the Rangers money line and the under 9. Let me just see exactly how much that would be. So here we go. The Rangers money line. Oh, sorry, God, take 1 second. I think that's the way I'm going to play it actually. But I want to see, because then I can get up that half run up to 9. But that's got to be a plus money proposition here. So let's just quickly see. It's the Rangers money line. And the what is it? Total. Sorry. It's total under 9. Oh, they're not giving me. They have to be 8.5. 8.5 plus 160. 9.5 plus 120. Huh. Okay. I've got lots to think about here, and I will do that. JPZ in the house is 3 and 10 are the Angels on Thursday. JPZ, I meant to message this to you, and I'll just do it publicly, but I'd love to have you on NFL Pub Hub this year. And any of the Cappers looking to join us, we're looking for, adding to our NFL Pub Hub. So we'd love to have you on, JPZ, NFL Pub Hub this year. Okay, that's Rangers and the under. Let's roll. And Joey Harb says we need more gold memberships for horse racing. Sign up, guys, only $9.99 a month. Thank you, Joey Harb. We have a $50 race today. And Preston Ekdahl says Bellator Media Day. Interviews with Mills, 1 p.m. Central, reporting live from San Diego before the Cappers contest at 2. Says get in the contests. Big overlay in the Circa Millions for us as well. Okay, let's roll on. This is our final game before we get into college football. 8:40 p.m. Eastern. Detroit Tigers 70 and 70, 35 and 36 on the road at the San Diego Padres. 80 and 61, 39 32 at home. We're at Petco Park in San Diego, California. What a beautiful ballpark that is. I'd love to get there someday. I mean, I've been to San Diego, just never been to the ballpark. 81 Fahrenheit, 6.9 miles per hour left to right, and then it's slightly out. Warm. This is the warmest weather that we've had in San Diego for any game all year. Wow. Then Nate Dogling at Mize over K's. Let's get into the line.
How hot is it? It look like 85 there?
Yeah. 81 feels like 84.
Fucking assholes. That's the hottest. Fuck you guys in San Diego. What assholes, Damon? Jesus.
It's perfect weather. It's perfect weather there.
Yeah, shut the am I lying?
Oh, upgraded. I hope he
want
cashes
some of the action.
I hope he cashes the $50. I hope you get that in your first run, your first race. Let's do camels. Let's go back to camels. Wouldn't mind seeing those camels today. So let's get into the line history here for this one. We have the Padres at minus 152. They opened up at that number. So there's been no move to the Padres. Let's take a look at the total. This total is 8.5 minus 113 to the under. I'm a Casey Mize fan, but he's not looked good on the road this year. This did drop to 8 at 10:45 this morning. So we've had like a cent move to the over, but there was interest in this. And then let's get to the cash flow. We have 83% of tickets, 86% of cash on the Padres. Line's not moving towards them. On the total, we have 78% of tickets, 76% cash on the over. So let's talk about Casey Mize coming off 4 runs, 3 earned, 1 homer, and a 7.5 extra inning loss at home versus the Red Sox. Number 1 overall pick, a guy we believe in. On the road, he's not been good. 5.05 ERA, 3.11 opponents batting average. Now he's only allowed 3 jacks and 35 2/3, but he's gotten so it's not too many barrels. Martin Perez, on the other hand, coming off allowing 4 earned runs and 13.5 win at the Rays. The Tigers are raking lefties. The Padres are raking righties. Since August 15, Tigers versus lefties, 264, 807 OPS. Padres versus righties, 271, 787 OPS. This Tigers bullpen, 2.26 ERA. The Padres bullpen, 3.03 ERA. Take it away. The Tigers are appealing here after that tough loss last night. Take it away, Jose.
There we go. So I'm off this game, but I do lean Tigers. They are appealing to me. The line kind of creeping in their direction. I just don't trust Casey Mize yet. I love pedigree, but Casey Mize is of the pedigree where it's been a long time. It's kind of showing that he's just kind of another guy, and Scooble kind of took all of his thunder. So no, I have no action, but I definitely lean Tigers in this game. But yeah, just couldn't get there at the end of the day.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. And Joey Harbaugh on the over 8.5. I get that too. I don't think I'm going to get there though. I would like to see the market move in the direction. I mean, these bullpen. I would maybe a first 5 over would be a little more appealing. But are these bullpens tired? Can you touch on the bullpens?
Yes, bullpen wise, let's talk about them. Detroit, we have they're pretty tired, I'm not gonna lie. So Tyler Holton didn't throw yesterday, and Brennan Hannafy didn't throw yesterday. Those are the only guys that didn't throw. Shelby Miller threw 31, Will Vest threw 25, Bo Brisky 18, Sean Gunther 16, and Jason Foley just threw 8, so he should be available. Funny enough, Jason Foley 7 pitches Sunday, 6 pitches Monday, day off Tuesday, 8 pitches Wednesday, making his life easy, I guess. So Foley should be available. Holden and Hannafy should be available. Honestly, if push comes to shove, I assume everyone in the bullpen is available, but I've said this many times. I just don't like taking the second day of a back-to-back for a reliever. I don't really, at the end of the day, want to do that. And Shelby Miller and Bo Brisky probably, or I shouldn't say probably, are good bullpen arms in this Tigers rotation in their back end, I guess I should say. And then, so I just ultimately didn't get there. But again, it's not bad. Padres, on the other side, we've talked about how good their bullpen is, and it is one of the reasons where you could say that they're a low-key dark horse this year. Literally everyone except Alec Jacob threw yesterday. Jeremiah Estrada 17, Wanda Peralta 19, Alejandro Marjon 21, Jason Adam 14, Yuki Matsui 25, Robert Suarez 19, Tanner Scott 16. All of them had a day off on Tuesday, so that makes you feel better about them having availabilities again here today. But as I said, I don't like taking those back-to-back days of the bullpen arms. So, after reading the bullpens, probably lean over. But, yeah, Tigers in the over would be my bet if I had to make one.
I'd like to take a step back here. Can you put the Angels Rangers back up?
Sure.
We talked so much about the Angels, coming off beating the Dodgers. What about the Rangers just beating the Yankees twice in a row? Why is that not part of this?
That's a good case. And it was at the Yankees as well, I believe.
No, it was in Texas.
Okay, so there's one thing that's different, obviously. The Angels had the flight down there, probably feeling good about themselves. But I can see that. I just think that the Angels are a worse team, and the Rangers, whatever the Rangers do at this point is a failure because they had the expectation they're World Series champions, et cetera, et cetera. I just think the Angels, that kind of was their Super Bowl because of the former player being over there as well and stuff like that.
Well, I find the under 8.5 more appealing than how is this not a letdown for this Ranger squad? Show up and see the Angels across the way and not the Yankees. Easy. I
agree. I leaned under in this game with you.
I'm going to take the Rangers. Rangers is too juiced. It's just, and I like Kohanowitz. I want him to pitch great. I just want the under for me. And I might instead actually invest in this one and take the first 5 under as well. The double dips are a little nerve-wracking, but I'm starting to like it more and more. The first 5 under at 4.5. It's maybe I shouldn't. It's quite heavily juiced to the over, interestingly enough. Opened up before over 4.5 minus 115. It's now minus 121. Okay, I think it'll just be the under here for me. All right, let's review all action before we get into college football. So here we go. Now, Andre McCool, you already got the 50th anniversary spot from Jose, not from me yet, because I want to talk football first. Astros, Reds, and Twins, Rays. Very, very difficult for me not to take the big road favorite. 2 pitchers rolling right now, and especially Pablo Lopez. Sharpie gave out the Lopez over K's. Stacks play today. Royce Lewis over 1.5 bases at plus 112. So then we roll into afternoon action, and that's where we have it. Jose's on the A's plus 141 and the under 7.5 at plus 1. Oh, you took the 8 in the end.
Minus 120.
Yeah, I think that was smart. Under 8 minus 120. I'm going to join you.
And it's not like it's plus money, sure, but it's still even money, so I'm still winning the same.
Ooh, look at that. Kong's Clips. Ooh, that would be a game changer. We'd have to, if you did that Kong's Clips, we'd have to get a camera person to film you do all that. So let us know if that's because we will figure out, we'll hire one wherever you are. It says, I want to be a walking advertisement for pub. Therefore, I think my next tattoo will be the logo.
That would be a good one.
That would be monstrous.
Would be a good one.
That would be monstrous. So let us know because we'll get a cameraman to join you. Or maybe we should just go wherever Kong's is. Maybe we should just do a trip down to Kong's for a couple, few
Kong's.
nights.
I don't know where you live, but that would also be another interesting
That might be,
idea.
if you're going to get a tattoo, we should go down there and hang out with him in person, I think. Get down to the tattoo parlor. That's, first 5 under 4 for me in Arizona, San Francisco. Jose's on the Diamondbacks plus 0.5 at minus 105. Jose's on the Marlins at plus 197. Blue balls play today. Michael Harris over 1.5 bases. Jose's on the Nats first 5 in full game. I'm not going to double up, but maybe I will. I'm on them first 5. Rockies, Braves, we stayed off. I'm on the under 8.5 in Angels, Rangers. I haven't bet any of these yet. And then Tigers, Padres, we stayed off. That is our MLB for today. We're going to move into college football now, and then we're going to move into NFL.
Another nickname. Jose Snips.
Oh, Snips. Snips is nice. Snips Bouquet. It works. You don't even need Jose anymore. Just Snips Bouquet. That does work. Nice. This is very interesting, too. You want to know what the pros think about all this. Noli says, I'd pay the juice from 7 to 7.5, but not to 8.
I wonder why.
I know why, because then 7 is a win. Because you're paying for a push. Right? I don't know why. That's what my thought would be. That's dope. He says if someone pays, he'll do it. Okay, we'll talk. JP says got to be a face tat. No.
That would be intense. That'd be intense, JP. He's a Southern Indiana guy, so Chicago would be nice.
All right, we have college football up next. Let me copy and paste that.
Yeah, hopefully we can talk a little more about ball, a little more less about my dick. Who knows?
And just to give you guys a heads up of the games that we're talking about, and then we're going to bring on our expert. We're talking for me. I want Kansas State, Tulane. And then our guy, Dabber Cadabra, is on Colorado, Nebraska. And then I want App State, Clemson. UPK Ayashiola says, hold my nuts exclusive. That has nothing to do with you. That was just his Ace money line, Diamondbacks money line, and Nats money line.
Did you thought it was like a play related to me?
No, that's just all. No, that's just these about. It's nothing to do with you. This is just his nuts and our guy Robert Cherry.
Holding Jose's nuts play of the day.
No one cares about. They care about the snip.
Yeah, that's true.
Snips Bouquet. Snips Bouquet is good. Snips Bouquet like that really flows nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be really worrisome how quickly that catches on.
Snips Bouquet is really tight. It's perfect. Irish King wants to talk football. We're gonna talk NFL right after college football. Jose, excellent job yesterday. Today is so important. Need you to be here in the black tomorrow. So good luck. Get that cash and after you set up the NFL for us, I need you to cap those WNBA games.
Yes, no problem at all. And shout out to you guys. It was a great show. A great first half of the show, I should say. It was definitely memorable. And I'm going to look at my penis a lot differently now. So good luck.
And Noli knows making a big boy bet on Seattle, Oakland under. I'm right there with you. Right there with you. T-Mac says, what's good all? Can't wait to sit on the couch all weekend watching football. Well, let's get after it right now. Let's bring in our college football expert. He is the star of tailgating and the star of our college football live streams. Please welcome from Dallas, Texas, our friend Daby Cab to the show. Daby, how are you, my man?
Beautiful, Jimmy. Ready to rock, man. Ready to make some money. Good to go.
Let's get after it. This is my first game that I'm moving on, and I haven't bet it yet. I wanted to talk it out. I came so close to pressing the button. I was like, you know what? I would like to talk it out here. 12 p.m. Eastern, we have the number 17th ranked Kansas State Wildcats at the Tulane Green Wave. We also have showers in the forecast, showers all day long. 78 Fahrenheit, 13 mile per hour winds in New Orleans. Let's take a look at the line history and the cash flow. And again, this is not a Daby Cab best bet. This is what I wanted to move on. And the way I cap situationally, it's a little trickier until you have more of a sample size of data from these teams and you understand the character a little more. But let's roll here. We're going to start with the spread. We're going to use Bet Online line movements. Looking for a new account. If you do it through our website with our promo code Pub Sports Radio, you get a 100% bonus up to $1,000 here. This opened up with Kansas State minus 11. That lasted for 11 minutes. Moved to 10. It held at 10 for almost 24 hours. Before it went to 9. And then it went back to 9.5 and 10. It didn't drop back to 9 until yesterday. When that move came yesterday from Tulane at plus 10 at minus 111, they moved them to plus 9 at minus 115. So that's a pretty big move. You move it down a point and it's juiced. It's come back to a pick'em spot. So it's at 9 right now. Let's take a look at the total here because the total I'm very interested in as well. This total is a 47.5. It opened up at 50, and I'm late to the party. It opened up at 50. You could have got the under 50 for 36 hours before it got to 49, then 48.5, and 48, now 47.5. It's dropping. Let's get into the cash flow for this one. Here we go. We have Saturday action. Show me it. Here we go. It's a 50-50 proposition right now, ticket-wise, but 61% of the tickets, 61% of the cash is on Tulane on the spread. Then from a total perspective here, 72% of the tickets, 74% cash on the over. This is moved to the under. Nate Dogg on the over 47.5 here. Billy Friedrich saying it's overreaction week in college football. It's week 2 is great in college football, NFL. So let's roll. Both teams opened their season with easy victories. Kansas State defeated UT Martin Skyhawks 41-6, but it was only 17-3 at the half. If you ask Coach, it's the offense is the concern. The defense looks great, and Kansas State came into the season expecting to have a great defense. They limited the Skyhawks to 134 total yards, 2.4 yards per play, 4 sacks. Defensive end, Toby Osunsami looked excellent, sack and a half. And a lot of talk, of course, with these two teams is their young quarterbacks. Now, you have a redshirt freshman over with Tulane. At Kansas State, you have Avery Johnson, second youngest quarterback to start a season opener in Kansas State's history. We saw him last year. He's a dual threat, and he's really shrewd on the ground, makes very smart decisions. The question marks around Avery Johnson are through the air. Against the Skyhawks, I mean, he was only 14-21 for 153 yards, 2 touchdowns and an interception. The interception was a clear mistake. Now, he's not getting beaten up over it. He's a young quarterback, but it was a mistake. He ran just 3 times, but for 37 yards. It is this running game that the Wildcats offense is, going to be known for. Well, their defense. Their defense is excellent, but their running game is very, very good. DJ Giddens was a monster. 124 yards on 13 carries, 9.5 yards per attempt. Now, it's going to be tougher doing that at Yeoman Stadium. As a team, the Wildcats ran for 283 yards and 2 touchdowns. 31 times they ran the ball. They're very good. And again, back to what Johnson's capable of, Avery Johnson, with running the ball. 333 yards he's rushed for in his career, 6.1 yards per carry. 37-3. He knows when to do it. He's never thrown. Now, we're only talking 3 starts, but he's never thrown for 200 yards. He's going to have to prove that he can beat you through the air, or teams are going to load up the box. Skyhawks are incapable of doing that. Can Tulane do that? John Summerall era in New Orleans, no more Willie Fritz. Sometimes you need a new voice. And they have one now. And they destroyed Southeastern Louisiana 52-0. Darian Mensah has the makings of a quarterback that we could see on Sundays. Redshirt freshman was 10-12 for 205 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. They put up 472 yards of offense. They held Southeastern Louisiana to 201 yards. Nobody thought Darian Mensah was going. Well, I shouldn't say nobody thought, but it was a surprise that he was named the starting quarterback at Tulane. They had the 5-star Oregon recruit, a former 5-star Oregon recruit, Ty Thompson. They thought Kai Horton had a chance. They have a veteran offensive line to protect Darian Mensah. And look, this is that was a practice game against Southeastern Louisiana. Now it's real with Kansas State coming to town. Noli says seeing 50% chance of rain during game time. So I want the under, but I am betting Tulane. And I just wanted to say it all out loud, hear what you guys had to say, hear what the chat had to say before I pulled the trigger. This line, hadn't moved in a while and didn't expect it to, over the hours of our show. So I want Tulane. I'm very interested in the under. Daby Cab, take it away. Wildcats, Green Wave.
Yeah, and I got to remember, sometimes I might repeat a little bit of what you said, but, I cap it coming in. I thought Ty Thompson was going to be the quarterback. So I'm on that page with you. I think only people tied in with the Tulane program, that are very close with it, knew Mensah would get the shot as a freshman. 205 yards, two touchdowns, 10-12 in that first game. Just outstanding. And then behind him, you got Mekhi Hodges. He's proven also in the backfield. Talking about this K-State offense on the other side, though, they only have 4 returning starters. There's a lot of turnover here. I am also high on Avery Johnson. I'm not too concerned about the interception in that first game. And I know he only had 153 yards, but when you run for 283 yards, you don't have to throw the football. They were averaging 9.1 yards a carry in that first game. So they did whatever they wanted to on offense, right? There's nothing to really worry about there. I am high on Avery Johnson. Now, do I think K-State's going to have that same success against a Tulane team, that was 25th in yards per carry last year? No, obviously I don't. Tulane does have 7 returning starters on their defense, Jimmy, so I like that. With new coaches in the program, it's still going to be a little bit of gelling going on with Tulane. But you got a lot of people returning there, especially on the defensive side. On the other side, defense for K-State, I look at them, I see 6 of 7 defensive starters are back on the front 7. And as a whole, last year, K-State was 19th in success rate as far as defense goes. And I'm kind of just padding your under, looking at some of the stuff on this. The only thing that would scare me away from an under in this football game would be the fact that both of these teams move fast, right? They're very quick with tempo. I think Tulane was like in the 50s. K-State was, I don't want to put a number that's out there wrong, but K-State was 19th or something like that, maybe. I don't have it in front of me, so go look at it. But they both have quick tempos, right? That being said, I think this is going to be a defensive game, and I think if K-State does get the lead, they'll be happy to run the football and eat the clock. So I like the under with you. I haven't bet anything in this game, but I like it.
Well, that's really all I need to hear. I'm going to move on it. Wine time backing it. I'm going to move on both. I would prefer to bet a little more on Tulane +9, but I'm going to move on both. Tulane and the under +9, under 47.5, and I'll do that when the show is over. Let's roll on to Daby Cab's best bet of the show. 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We have the Colorado Buffaloes at the Nebraska Cornhuskers. We're Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. It's beautiful on Saturday night, 74 Fahrenheit, sunny, 7 miles per hour. Let's get into the line history and the cash flow. This total opened up at 57 and started dropping. Oh, excuse me. It's started climbing. It's come back. My fault. I looked at that wrong. Started climbing. So it opened back on Sunday at 3:16 p.m. at 57 at BetOnline, moved up to 57.5, then back to 57. Stayed there at 57 flat until Tuesday. Tuesday moves up to 57.5, then 58, then 59. That hit a high water mark yesterday, last night, 7:30 p.m. at 59, juice to the over. It's come back 1.5 since then. We still have a half-point move towards the over. Let's get into the spread here on this one. Give me a second. Got to roll all the way down to 7:30 action. And here we go. From a spread perspective, we have gone through the 7. This opened up at 7 with the Cornhuskers favored. Then this moved down to 6.5. We're talking Sunday night. And then within 10 minutes of it dropping to 6.5, it got back to a 7. 10 minutes after that, that 7, if you wanted it, was at even money. And then the following morning, we hit a 7.5. It lasted at 7.5, for 16 hours or so before it went back to 7. And then just under an hour ago, it moved back to 7.5. Could have gotten Nebraska -7 all afternoon. It just moved to 7.5 at 12:19 p.m. Let's take a look at the cash flow then for this one. On the total, 41% of the ticket, 68% of cash on the over, but it's come back. Not the money line. On the spread, we have 55% of the tickets and 71% of the cash on the Cornhuskers. Noli knows leaning towards the under. Robert Franklin on Nebraska -7. A wine time thinking that Colorado has that back door open for them to get in within a score. Billy Friedrich looking at the over on this one. We had Wine Time Sports give us North Dakota State last week. They covered. It was a tough game. Watching Shadur run for his life again this year, it's wild. I mean, if you're trying to prove that he's capable of doing that in the NFL, if Prime Time wants to put Shadur in the toughest of situations, well, he's accomplishing that. Nebraska comes in off a 47-win home over UTEP, and it's their star freshman quarterback, Dylan Raiola. He looked very good, very composed. 19 of 27 for 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. But on Saturday night, all eyes are going to be on him and this football game against a Colorado Buffaloes squad that has fans all around the world. Take it away for us here, Daby Cab. Best bet time: Buffaloes, Cornhuskers at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln.
Both of these teams are in a very similar, as a program, as a whole. Both of these programs are in very similar situations, in my opinion. Both of them are trying to take that next step, right? A lot of changes, whether you're talking about, players in the last 2 years, coaches in the last 2 years. I think Nebraska's closer to taking said step on paper, right? But paper is not where football games are played. They're played on the football field. So that's neither here nor there. The first thing for Nebraska that stands out to me in this game is quarterback play. Dylan Raiola, the freshman QB for the Cornhuskers, he has so much more potential than Jeff Sims, their last quarterback, ever had. And just looking at what Jeff Sims did in this matchup last year, he had he turned the ball over 3 times to Colorado. And I think right off the top, I think Dylan's going to protect the football better than that. And I think you're already in a better position because you just can't give Shador, in this Colorado offense, you can't give them extra opportunities. That is for Nebraska. That is goal number one. Keep Shador off the field and keep your offense on the field. Keep your defense off the field. Essentially, is what I'm saying, right? So run the football. I think Nebraska's going to run the football. And I think Colorado is weak on the front seven on defense. I think their offensive line is weak. I think that's where the holes for this Colorado team are. My concern with Nebraska, though, is their secondary, right? Are they going to be able to slow down Hunter? Are they going to be able to stop Shador? No, they're not going to. Can they do it enough, though, right? Enough to keep their team in this game to win and possibly cover that, touchdown spread, which is getting up there. If they're outmatched to a point where Nebraska is forced to play a zone defense in this game, I think Colorado has a good chance not only to cover, but win the football game. If they can stay locked up in man at least a little bit and get after Shador, I think Nebraska wins this football game and covers, right? We look at what Nebraska did last year. They sacked Shador 8 times in this football game. So the defensive line did their job. They were getting pressure on him. And I think that pressure is only going to be amplified this year because I think Nebraska's front seven has gotten stronger, whereas I don't feel like Colorado's made any improvements on the offensive line personally. And that's where, my main concerns as I'm looking through my notes here, offensive line, defensive line. I got the 8 sacks last year, and I just don't feel like Colorado improved on that front line, which is the main concern for them and what they needed. So I'll say this again. If Dylan Raiola plays a clean game, does not give Colorado multiple opportunities, I think Nebraska will capitalize on their advantage in the trenches, and I think they win this football game. I also think they can cover a touchdown spread. I got it at 7. If we're at 7.5 here, we're at an impasse because I'm not going to give out something we can't bet. You can buy it if you want, or you can wait to see if this number's gone back and forth. So
you can still get 7.
Okay, there you go. So I got Nebraska -7.
Wow, that's a great breakdown. Do you feel like if you're on Nebraska -7, you're also on the under, and if you're on Colorado +7, you're on the over?
Probably, yeah. That's kind of how it aligns.
Daby Cab moving on Nebraska -7. Did you tweet that out, or do I need to find one?
You got to find it. I did not tweet anything out for this.
Okay, let's just make sure what I said is true. Yes, MyBookie. Our friends at MyBookie hanging in a -7, a -110. A lot of 7.5s out there, but you're in -7, -110. And Kong's Clip says he likes the over either way, and this guy has been an absolute monster to start the year. All right, back in my court. Let's roll. 8 p.m. Eastern, the App State Mountaineers, 1-0, traveling on the road for the first time this year at number 25 ranked Clemson Tigers, who, of course, lost in pretty ugly fashion when it was all said and done at home to start out the year against number 1 Georgia, 34-3. 76 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 7 miles per hour at Memorial Stadium, Clemson, South Carolina. Take a look at the line history here for this one. Let's move over to Bet Online. And we have Clemson -17 at -105. Opened up at -16.5 at that time. It was juiced towards App State. This was on Sunday. It moved towards them. Within 45 minutes, this was a 17. 23 hours after that, this was an 18. It was the high water mark there, -18 at a pick'em. It was at 2:38 on Monday. Then moved to 17.5, and now we're at 17, and the 17 is juiced towards App State. Take a look at the total here in this one. Over here we have, here we go. We have this total sitting at 53. Juice to the under. This opened up at 51.5. It moved to 52 in about 20 hours, 19 hours. Then it took another 20 or 22 hours to move to 53. This 53 got juiced up to minus 115. There's been a 7-cent move on the under, and that move happened an hour and 20 minutes ago at 11:56 a.m. on Thursday, September 5th. Cash flow wise here, let's get over to this. We have 59% of the tickets and 84% of the cash on Clemson. At that point, you want it to go through that key number of 17. I would like to see a 17.5 if 84% of the cash is on Clemson. We see it slightly moving towards App State. Makes me a little uncomfortable. You can tell where I'm going with this. 88% of tickets and 84% of cash on the under. We've seen a 1.5 move towards the over. Billy Friedrich says App State covers in his opinion, and Kongslip says App State can win this game. Noli saying Clemson offense has struggled since Lawrence left. App State is a good football team. Sun Belt Conference favorites come in 38-10 win at home over East Tennessee State. Joey Aguilar, 22 of 37, 326 yards and 2 touchdowns. Their rushing game didn't look very good. Roberts, 9 carries for 35 yards. Mekhi Jackson had 1 carry for 47 yards to make the stats look better, but it was pretty easy to see through that. They're a good football team. This cap isn't about App State and App State being vulnerable. This is more about Clemson. If you listen to ESPN radio or you listen, they're just destroying Dabo. Just destroying him. When he's getting absolutely crushed, they're telling him to, it's just the Clemson's getting trashed everywhere you look. Everywhere, it was 6-0 at the half, and Georgia is the best in the country. Nobody thought Clemson was going to be able to play with them for 60 minutes. Klubnik had the 5.5-minute drive down 13-0. When Georgia stopped that in the field goal, Clemson was gassed. Clemson was done. Clemson was held to 188 yards. Look, they rushed for 2 yards per carry. Look, they lost 4 games in 2023. I don't know if anyone had these huge expectations for Klubnik. They have him for Phil Maffa. I mean, he could have been playing on Sundays this year, and he came back, and he didn't look that good. I mean, 59 yards on 16 carries against Georgia is not easy. And they've said that he's going to be the focal point and that they're just going to hammer at App State with the run. I want to back Clemson. If this was later in the year, you could say legitimately, when you play Georgia, you're beat up afterwards. You're beat up. This is week 1. This is their first game of the year. I don't see why they don't bounce back here with everybody calling them out as being complete frauds and a bad football team. And I don't see why they don't keep their foot on the gas through 60 minutes to prove a point. I want Clemson. And the only thing I'm really trying to decide is, do I want to double up on them first half full game, honestly? I don't want to be involved in the total. I see it moving to the over. It's moving pretty legitimately there. But I'm thinking about doubling up. Take it away. And then another thing here is Jerry Davis saying App State or nothing. Dabo won't use the transfer portal, which is pure idiocy, says Billy Friedrich. Says the game seems to have passed him. He's a dinosaur. Another thing is nobody is saying Clemson. And, when I was reading articles about these 2 games that I'm using, every single person is on Kansas State. Everybody. Not one article. Nobody I read was on Tulane. And it was the same here. Everybody's on App State. Everybody in the chat is saying App State. This number is big for a reason. And I want to back the Tigers. Take it away, Daby Cab, App State, Clemson.
So many things going to be so unrehearsed here because so many things swarming around that I want to respond to and talk about here with this now. First off, I got to kind of be like Lil Wayne here and let me say, I don't like this game. Okay. I wouldn't bet it with your money personally, but Clemson, I do not respect Dabo for not using the transfer portal. Billy hit it on the head. That is ridiculous. The game has changed, and you either evolve with it or you get left behind. Now, App State is not Georgia, right? That is the most obvious, easiest statement anybody can make. Everybody knows that. App State is not Georgia. This is not a field full of 5-star recruits. And I think what we saw against Georgia with Clemson, they got exhausted, Jimmy. By the end of that game, they had nothing left in the tank. Georgia could do whatever they wanted. And that was the depth, the transfer portal, all of these people that Georgia picked up. That's the game leaving Dabo behind. The first half, yeah, you said it. Clemson's defense, they can play football. They are a good defense. They are, one of the better defenses in the nation still. And they showed it, but they got worn out. They just got worn out. App State last week, they won 38-10. Score looks great against Eastern Tennessee State. But they were only up by 7 points in the third quarter of that football game. So it wasn't the easy win that the score suggests, right? App State was in that game with East Tennessee State. I do think App State's offense is solid, but I'll say it again. I think Clemson's defense can shine here. I'm not a fan of Dabo. I do not like Clemson's offense. I do not trust them, but I don't hate where you're going with this. I just personally wouldn't bet this game.
What do you make of a team facing the toughest opponent they're going to see all year in week 1? I like it.
I get it. I guess if I had to bet it, it would be Clemson, probably. Their defense is the real deal, and they might keep App State from scoring. App State might struggle to score 2 touchdowns in this game. And if that's the case, Clemson covers. If App State is able to put up points here, then, it's going to be a different kind of game.
Chase J said Clemson had Georgia at 6 points of the half. Defense just continued to be demoralized with no help on the other side. Robert Franklin looking at the under 53. Look, I would be on this under. The concern here is the market. The books, and maybe I can wait and see what happens. But right now, the books are telling us that there's a lot of legitimacy to the over. Tom Leach leading towards App State. I'm telling you, I love seeing Chase J giving me a final score 31-3 Clemson. Dutch Boy Fresh on Clemson team total over. Justin McKelvey saying this should be Clemson throttle spot because I've not seen it anywhere. And I do like that. And you guys know that there's a reason why the authors of these articles on the web don't have their season-long record up, because then nobody would read their articles. I want to fade, and there's we talk about the book The Undoing Project so often because that Michael Lewis wrote, which I think it's not a gambling book, but it's the best book I ever read on gambling, because when you have conviction to go up against somebody, that's when you win. It's if you look at your ROI when you're like, I do not agree and this is why, it's going to be higher than when you read something or watch something you're like, oh, I agree with what they're saying. And so I like these 2 spots a lot. And I'm going to double up on Clemson. And as I said, I'll be on Tulane and the under in Tulane, Kansas State. And Daby Cab is on Nebraska -7. And that will be our college football breakdowns for today, Thursday, September 5th. We'll have both Wine Time and Daby Cab tomorrow for more action. Daby Cab, thank you so much for rocking with us here, my man. After your pitching practices today, come join us on our live stream. We love the levity that you bring. So come and hang with us, my man. And please support Daby Cab and our big college football shows. We're very proud of them. It all gets started for us with the tailgate at 10 a.m. And then that rolls right into the game of the week.
And we have a crew coming in, giving out some best bets on the tailgate this week, Jimmy. Kong's Clips, we keep saying it, coming off a hot week. But we got several people lined up. And Noli, no, you won't. Just get out of here with that shit.
And 3-0 Twins. Just wish the market didn't take me off of that easy Lopez casher, but I think it saves me more money in the long run. But and DC Capper on Clemson -17. You can get it at 17. If it closes at 17.5, I'll be really confident. If it closes at 16, I'll be pretty nervous. Please support Daby on X at Daby Cab. Puts all his action out there, tracks it, asks for nothing in return. Daby Cab, you're the man. Thank you for rocking with us. Any last words for the Cappers supporting the show?
Oh man, I love this. I love capping with you guys. I love doing this. It's a blast. I don't know how else to say it. It's a blessing to get up here and cap with you guys. So thank you, Jimmy. I love doing it. Thank you guys in the chat. And let's get paid this weekend. This weekend. Let's make some money. Let's pay some bills.
I love it. There he is, the Magic Man. Dabra. Let's talk Thursday night football. It is finally here. We have our live stream tonight. And I told you guys who's going to be on it. Man, we got a cavalcade of Pub Sports Radio stars here. I can't wait to rock with all of them. Live stream tonight. Troy Torrance, LJ from H-Town, Brizzy, Peter Loshak, Dutch Boy Fresh, The Big Ragu, Daby Cab, Wine Time Sports, and Clint McLean, star of the Die Hard MMA podcast. Baltimore Ravens at Kansas City Chiefs. So we talked about it, the chance of showers. Let's get into the weather now and see what we are dealing with. Weather in Kansas City, Missouri. We have the scattered thunderstorms. That's it. So it's now precipitation is at 48%. We'll want to keep an eye on it. We also have Stacks play of the day number 2. Nelson Aguilar over 19.5 yards receiving. That's a plus money proposition from our guy, Justin McKelvey. Stacks number 2.
Stacks.
Our guy Bankroll Spence will be live, boots on the ground. How lucky are you, man? What a football game to be live at. Good God. Live at the game. So, you know that Troy got the under 47 earlier. I think it was on August 24th. He moved on Ravens +3. I moved on the under 46 late. It went down to 45.5. It came back to 46. I was hoping it was just going to come up for a cup of coffee. I was wrong. It was a mistake. Let's go over the line history right now. It got up to 47. How I would love to be holding a 47. I'm going to be looking to live bet this under if there's an early score. Let's go over the line history right now. It's a 2.5 across the board. There is a 3 at Pinnacle, but that 3 is -118, +3 at -118. This was a 2.5 at Pinnacle up until Monday. So then it came back here on Thursday to a 3, but it's going to be right back to 2.5. This is juiced to -118. They'll let it go up to about -120 until they bring it back to 2.5. Bet Online is got a 2.5, and it's pretty legit 2.5. So does Bookmaker. Bookmaker has that +2.5 -109. Bet Online is this +2.5 -107. But this was a 3. This was a 3 this morning, -115. Up until 11:30, got to -117, then -120. Of course, then a +2.5. And that +2.5, interestingly enough, is getting juiced. That was, a -2.5 for the Chiefs is -116. Now it's -112. I'm focused on the total. Now, you could say, is it because you got the, AFC Championship in your head, that 17-10 game? No. I do like the under here. And this total's been bouncing all over the place. There was a 47.5 that I could have got my hands on yesterday. I probably should have doubled down, but I wanted, instead of hitting it again pregame, I was just going to attack it live. But again, you don't always get the opportunity to attack it live. There's been a 2-cent move to the under now at Bet Online. And over at Pinnacle, they still got the 47 up on the board. That's at minus 114. So Pinnacle has done something different with this game. Pinnacle kept it at 46 for a while, and the juice was going down. This was a 46 at 6 in the morning, minus 112 to the over. So Pinnacle was keeping me comfortable with my 46. They moved it to 47 at 9:17 in the morning, which surprised me. Now that 47 is minus 114 to the under. You could have got the under 47 at minus 106 up until 11:30 this morning. Interesting. I'm going to go over all of the action from you guys here in the chat. Jerry Davis says KC one of the best underplays last year, best second half under without question. And there's Joe T, like in the over in the App State game. I'm happy to hear that, Joe. I'm very happy to hear that. The market was showing me that there was sharp action on the over. So I'm happy to hear that. That settles it for me. So thank you, Joe, my man. DC Capper says 47.5 at DraftKings. Mally Mal already looking at the second half under 23.5. Bo Jackson got that 3.5. I'm going to go over all of this action in the chat because it's so important. So I'm going to go over it all. So we broke this game down before and I'm not just going to repeat, but let's take a look at the cash flow because it's imperative here. Market is very sharp in week ones, and we have a great success. We've had great success in week ones last 2 years. So 65% of tickets, 66% of the cash is on the Ravens. If you're a Ravens backer, you want it to be a 2.5 at a pick'em. If it's at 3 at a pick'em, you're going to be nervous. You're going to be uncomfortable. With this total, you have 81% of tickets, but just 66% of cash on the over. We're talking about 214,272 tickets. 19% of tickets, 34% cash on the under. LJ from H-Down on the Ravens +3. So I see this as being a very methodical football game. It's really easy to say that with Andy Reid and Harbaugh. I think it's going to be very methodical. We've talked about Derrick Henry and how he changes things. He's perfect for this football team. Perfect. Is he perfect for the Titans? No. But here he's perfect. Lamar Jackson's not going to steal those goal line touchdowns. People expect him to go for 20. You got Justice Hill backing him up. Keaton Mitchell hurt. This defense is older with a 32-year-old rookie coordinator in Zach Orr, who's beloved. Bankroll Spence says, I see a lot of turnovers in this game. And BJ saying, not fading Mahomes. Y'all don't learn, man. Buying that Ravens stock, huh? I don't have futures on the Ravens. All I want to do is tonight cash this under. That is what I want to do. Let's talk about the Chiefs. Last year, their offense was 9th overall, 19th rushing, 6th passing. I do not see how they're better this year than they were last year. And I think this offense takes another slight step back. Now, Xavier Worthy can change that whole rhetoric. Very possible. But Marquise Brown, who they brought in, is doubtful with the shoulder injury. Rashee Rice has other things going on in his mind right now. I know he's trying to focus on football, but he could be suspended at any moment. And I find it very difficult to believe that Travis Kelce, I just realized this now. If I'm going to say this stuff, I should bet Travis Kelce's season receiving total under. I should do that. I should add that to my futures action. I find it impossible to believe with all that he's done in the offseason, gallivanting all around the world with the richest girlfriend you could possibly find, that he's going to be capable, that his body's capable at 34 years old to handle the abuse and the hits that he's going to receive. I'm going to write that down right now. I want to see that number, and I'll figure out that number when we're talking WNBA. Kelce receiving yards under. If anybody could grab that for me too, I'd love to see what it is without looking it up. This football team is extremely special. Extremely special. And they have veterans where you want them. They have the best quarterback, best coach. We saw what having the best coach and quarterback could do for the Patriots, and the Chiefs are able to do that here. Amenahu is gone, but they have Chris Jones. Happy Chris Jones. Losing L'Jarius Sneed is huge. Losing Willie Gay Jr. is huge. Now, look, they have those cornerstones, McDuffie and Justin Reed and Tranquil and Nick Bolton. I just don't think they're going to be as good this year. Now, they could be not as good this year and still win the Super Bowl and still become the first team to win 3 straight. I mean, that's the magic of Reed and Mahomes. But I'm not going to sit here and wait in line to fade the Chiefs at home. And thankfully, my co-host Troy Torrance does that, so I can sit back and live vicariously through him. Dutch Boy Fresh says Pacheco is the best running back on the field. I think that's fair. I also think that this is the right offense with Patrick Ricard blocking for Derrick Henry and the concern of Lamar Jackson rushing himself, knowing that there's always going to be eyes on the quarterback. I think this is perfect offense for Derrick Henry. So I'm on the under. Unfortunately, I got the 46. I like seeing 46.5. I hope it gets down to 46. We know the public's going to be on the over right now. 81% of tickets, the public's going to be on the over. 81% of tickets on the over. And Kelsey under at 850. Thank you, Justin. That's at minus 127. That's helpful. That will be helpful as I compare books. Now, this is a future, so I wouldn't want to send it in. I'm not going to want to put liquid on it. I don't want to put cash on it, so I'm going to have to use 365. I cannot wait for this live stream. I'm so excited about this live stream. I cannot wait for the Cappers contest. 4-0 Twins now. Raymond Reichart says Kansas City not losing the opener. Gordon Nikofsky said they lost the opener last year. Won't happen again. And I get it. T-Max says KC or nothing. The Chilla says Ravens first half. Oh, for the season, Billy. For the season. It wouldn't surprise me if he has a big game here. For the season. Kelsey, it is great to see you. Irish King said move back to 2.5, minus 2.5, and he grabbed it. So he is sitting here on the Chiefs. We got Pacheco anytime TD. And Billy Friedrich says, I think Pacheco takes a huge step forward. I think their offense is going to get better than it was last season. I also think Loki, Juju Smith-Schuster was a good pickup. That's all fair. That's all legit and fair. Harold Williams on the Chiefs, minus 2.5. Billy Friedrich says Ravens were a shaky second half team last year. If Chiefs go down, I'll be all over them live. I'll be interested as well. Isaiah Likely, anytime touchdown, plus 440 for Justin McKelvey. And Jerry Davis says, talked about the under. Harold Williams on Kelsey over 58.5 receiving yards. Harold Williams, as I said, on that minus 2.5. Mally Mal on Derrick Henry, anytime touchdown. He's going to be Bellator Media Day. Tune in for all the live content that's happening in minutes. And we don't have much more. We just have WNBA here. Okay, there you go. Yes, I still like the undersaturated. I still like the under. And if there's an early touchdown, I plan on live betting the under. I still like the under. I think that from a coaching X's and O's standpoint for the Ravens, it's pretty simple. You need long drives. You need to tire out the defense and keep Mahomes off the field. It's so simple. Now, is that saying that they're not going to go for big scores? Look, against McDuffie, are you going to get these long scores? Justin Reed back there? No, I think you pummel them and pummel them and pummel them and pummel them with Derrick Henry. Who cares if you're getting 3 yards a carry? You keep going at the teeth of the defense. You want long, extended drives, and I want the under. Saturated says Henry anytime TD seems logical. Xavier Worthy anytime TD for himself as well. So that is our NFL breakdowns for today. We're going to get a ton of action here, and I want to know everybody's action on our live stream. And I can't wait to hear everybody. And you know, with Clint, if you've rocked with Clint McLean on live streams, he's going to be going for some big scores as well. So it's going to be a really fun live stream. Starts at 7:20 p.m. tonight. Bankroll Spence says Old Man Henry will fall apart soon. And Ken Kong's Clip says, don't worry about Travis Kelce's receiving yards tonight. Take his receptions at plus money. There we go. Tonight. I cannot wait to rock at 7:20 p.m. Eastern with all of you guys. Let's get into WNBA. And also, of course, we have our horse race coming up. So let's do all that. First, though, we would like to play our final cut of our contest video. Please sign up. I'm going to look up how many we have right now and shout everybody up. But please join us in this video here. Cappers contest, $100 to enter, of which Pub Sports Radio takes 5%, just $5 to cover the credit card cost of accepting the payments and the cost of sending the cash out to the winners. But this year's Cappers contest is sponsored by Harbor Acres Cottages in beautiful Nova Scotia, Canada. They're adding $75 each week to those cappers who have a perfect week. Now, if nobody has a perfect week, it rolls over to the next week. Last year, there were 33 perfect weeks, but at one point, we went 4 weeks without anybody going 5-0. Therefore, in that situation, there would be $300 spread amongst the cappers who tasted perfection.
5 picks against the spread every week. Picks are available at 2 p.m. every Thursday, and all picks locked Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. Top 10% gets paid out. Who will join our inaugural champion, Peter Loshak, and last year's co-champions, Guillermo Zertucci and Sharpie, in the winner's circle this year?
Why do the games lock at 9 p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights? So that we can see what we're up against to add to the fun of the contest. We want to know, what does the leader have? Who are they betting on this week? That is why it locks at 9 p.m. Eastern every Saturday night, so we can peruse what our rivals are doing. And every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, Jose and I will host the Cappers Contest show, where we toast the victors and roast the losers. The NFL Cappers Contest this year. Who will be the champion? Sign up today at pubsportsradio.com. You have until Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern to sign up. Go get that cash. There we go. Pumped up. 0-0 Houston, Cincinnati. 4-0 Minnesota, Tampa. We are an hour and 16 minutes from the Cappers Contest show. Jose, my man, let's just give a shout out to everybody who is in the Cappers Contest. I am so pumped up, man, and very, very, very excited about this year. And I haven't fared well. I need to take things to the next level this year. And I said that about the poker tournament, and I did that. 58 entries. So we're already above last year, Jose, with a few days left. 58. So that's 5,800.
Great.
Thank you all. That's Abda, Cat, Dad, bruh, Bottomless Yeti, Pay Me Peppers, Giddies and Beers, Al Cervic, Al Baller, Oxymoron, Dumper, West Coast, Cash Slaughter, Jeff's Son, Felony in the house. We saw Felony in the chat today. Willie 11, Salty Pete, Ramon Scott, BG, Nate Dogg, Ari Miller, Guillermo Zertucci, Coach Sim, Detroit Lenny, Sammy Comer, the Sweaty Butcher, Kong's Clip, Super Unknown, the Dapper Capper, Rodney Molina, T. Crowley, Mark Lewis, Rushia, Troy Torrance, Mikey Raw, Nakara MMA, Spenny Pennybombs, PSR Preston, Birdie, Kev Reed, Nasty Nate, Ryan Thorson, Coin, Johnny Guns, Gone to Schilt, Nuke Worker, Kent Davies, Mr. Vape, my mom, TJ, myself, Ian Cameron, Dennis Garcia, Clint McLean, Jose Bouquet, Drug Monkey RX, Ron Crawford, Saturated, Billy Friedrich, Big Show Picks, Peter Loshak, Slaughter, and Swiggy. We have 31 in the survivor pool. Last year we had 36. I love all of this. Gerald Jones says signing up tonight. I absolutely love it. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. Okay.
By the way, one more shout out. Shout out to RCMac15. He signed up. Does not have an account yet. I don't know if that's CMAC. Does not have an account on Pub Sports Radio yet. So sign up for an account with that email.
That is CMAC. I think that is CMAC. He's taking it. His dad's got some medical stuff going on that he's taking him to, and just being a great son right now. But I think CMAC is planning on being a part of it. So that's dope. Shout out to
beautiful. Yes, just make an account on the websites and get yourself locked in there, CMAC.
And Gerald Jones signing up tonight. I love it. All right, Jose, we got a race We're going to race camels, and let's also talk WNBA and set up this spot. I've not looked at it enough, so I'm going to lean on you guys and the cappers in the chat. Really, really want to hear the plan for you guys here. Tori Coker on the Sparks last night. Should have been on it with you. I should have been on it with you. That was a mistake. Too much hype around the Fever. And you know how when Brizzy was on the show, he said that he had capped this at 7.5. Of course, it lands on 7. I think I should have trusted that a little more. Let's roll here. I don't know if you noticed as well, Jose, Matt Chapman signed that $161 million extension. 6
Yeah,
years.
I thought that was a troll account when I first read that. I was like, what the fuck? And then it actually was real.
You know, it's a funny thing. I think that's going to hurt them in the long run, but he's such a great character guy. People love him. They love him in the clubhouse. And it's his fielding that even when his bat takes breaks, and it can take extensive vacations, his fielding is elite.
Yeah, he's going to be the best fielder forever.
Let's roll. Seattle Storm, New York Liberty. Jose, Storm bounced back from that 7-point loss at the Sun to beat them by 7 in a very low-scoring basketball game. They faced the Liberty at home and lost 98-85. That was just 6 days ago. The Liberty had that wildly surprising loss at home to the Sparks, and they bounced back by playing the Storm. The Liberty have been off for a full week. So the Storm have played 2 games at Connecticut. Liberty has been off for a long time. Let's get into the line history here for this one and hear what the chat and Jose have to say about this spot. And let's roll. From a line movement perspective, we have the Liberty at -7.5 and -112. This got up to 8. This opened up at 7.5, -110, got up to 8 this morning and came back to 7.5. So we have no movement here. And on the total, let's get over to the total. We have a 164 now. 164. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you, Billy. I'm going to copy and paste that. Justin McKelvey under 167 when he bet it last night. Nice job. So we have, wow. So this opened up at BetOnline 164.5, got up to 165.5. Now sitting at 164. We have a half-point move towards the under. Let's get over to the cash flow then. Cash flow wise, you know me, Jose. I don't make many player prop bets, and in the future variety, I learned long ago to only bet unders on any player season-long future. If you like the over, just let it go. Only bet unders. And this is going to be a fun one, fading Kelsey. We have 74% of the tickets on the Liberty with this line not moving. And on the total, we have 50-50, and we don't know the cash flow. Take it away, my friend. What are your thoughts on Storm Liberty?
Yeah, so this is the third time these teams are playing against each other. You mentioned that one recently, 98-85. Had one early, believe it was this season at least. 74-63 is in May. Jesus Christ, this season is long. But yeah, so they're 2-0 against them so far this year. But the thing that jumped out to me, and Justin mentioned that under. He got it at a much better number. I just think that long break, probably going to be rough start. I think that the Storm will absolutely be preaching defense after giving up 98 points to this team just a week ago. They gave up 93 to the Connecticut, and then they clamped them down the next game for 64. I'm hoping that is going to be the similar case here. So I'm going to take officially here. I'll ride with it. A first half under in this game. I have to find the line right now as I'm looking at full game. Obviously we're not getting all the market information here. I'd love more of that, but I like a first half under in this game.
Well, I am going to say 4 strikeouts for Lopez. Thank you, Mally Mal. And Billy, thank you for that. That's great stuff for me. That really, really helps seeing all the different books and deciding how to handle that. If I have to make it liquid, I will. I prefer not to, but that's great info, Billy. Thank you. Well, Jose, we have this New York team, as you said, last played in a 13-point victory at the Storm, and they haven't played since. Why wouldn't I want the Seattle Storm first quarter plus 2.5 points?
I like it. I mean, I think there's definitely going to be, obviously that revenge factor. This is the best team in the East. I believe they're East-West in this division, in this league as well. But yeah, I agree. I don't hate that it looked early at all, and then eventually the Liberty just grinded out late. I lean Storm full game as well, but it's gone to 8 now, so I'm like, oh, okay. But I lean Storm early, and I think this is going to be, at least for the first half, I think the Storm just have to preach defense. Stop Brianna Stewart, who's been on a tear apparently recently, and hold it down. But it's interesting. I was reading these articles, by the way, we love mentioning for these games. I find it funny that you just say the articles, all the articles, and I looked up WNBA and I was like, wow, there's a shitload of articles all over the place. 5-1-1, I believe one of them said last 7 games for the New York Liberty to the under at home in Barclay. So, maybe it's a little different shooting there. I don't know, but unders for me here. So I should say under first half.
So I have hit 3 straight WNBA bets on the show. Those all being games that I've capped with you guys, except for the Aces. That was with Brizzy. So I've hit 3 straight. I'm in the black on the year. I'm not going to tweet it out. A very small amount of bets, and who cares if you're 5-3 on the year? I'm going to be on the Storm first quarter plus 2.5. Storm first quarter plus 2.5 for me. I will bet that after the show, and I won't tweet that out. No point to. That's just for us. Jose, on the first half under, did you find a number, Jose?
81 minus 110.
All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, we have the Washington Mystics at Phoenix Mercury. This is our last game on the show before we roll into our Camel Race. Let's get into some quick X's and O's here. I like your first half under. I like both our bets there. I like that. Let's go. Here we roll. Mystics, Mercury. Mystics playing good basketball. They lost at home to Connecticut, won their last 3 road games, beat Seattle in Seattle, beat the Sky in Chicago, and they're coming up beating the Wings by 4. These are close games on the road too. Very close, tight games. Mercury snapped their 3-game losing streak, all coming at home by beating Atlanta by 8. This is a 17-17, 500 team squeaking into the playoffs right now. And after they play Washington, tomorrow they fly out and play the Storm. They play the Storm. So that's the situation for the Mercury.
Shout out to Butcher, by the way, the Sweaty Butcher prime cut under a half interception for Lamar.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. That's going to give you nice fodder for our show tonight.
I would love to see the Sweaty Butcher on screen with us sometime, man. It'd be nice to see that. I mean, but there's a great game on Monday night, Sweaty. Come on, my man.
Oh, yeah, we'd love that. That.
We had a JPS it all up on Jimmy's face.
And top set, my guy Elio. Oh, Buckknife just signed up for the call. Yeah, maybe Monday Night Live. We'd love that. Sweaty, I'm going to write that here. Got to put on a different worksheet here.
Would be nice.
Bobano will be on that live stream.
Yep. I'll be on it as well.
Look at that. Mally Mal 4-2 Twins. Am I lying saying Jets? We're all on the Jets. I'm on the Jets, and I'm a 49er.
Yeah. Are you going to wear your Jets jersey that I'm sure you have?
I don't have a Jets jersey.
Well, I mean, again, I've got 2. I could,
Gonna pass. All right, let's talk Mystics, Phoenix Mercury here. Let's get into the line history here. We go over the full game. We have Phoenix as 6-point favorites. They've been at home for a long time. They know they're going out on the road. I don't like backing teams on the final game of a homestand. But I do respect this market move, -4.5 to -6. 1.5 point move towards the Mercury. Let's get to the total here. Total, we have a 166.5. This opened up at 166. It got down to 165.5, came up to 167.5. Saturated says, why is everyone so convinced it's the Jets? You're right. It's just that this last couple weeks for the Niners has been mayhem. And, I'm a little nervous about it, but it's been mayhem. Let's get into the cash flow for this one. No help on the total. And on the spread, 56% of cash. 56% of tickets and 99% of cash here on the Mercury. I don't want to get in the way of that. I don't find this spot nearly as appealing due to the market. Jose Bouquett, take it away. Your thoughts on the final game on our card, Mystics Mercury.
Yeah, I focus more on the other game as well. But I distinctly remember Billy saying the Mercury are in a bad form right now. I get the line has moved their way, but I kind of lean Mystics, honestly. So I'll keep it short. I lean Mystics, no action. But shout out to Billy, who's, again, the WNBA whisperer mentioning yesterday, I believe it was, 2 days ago. I don't remember now. That Phoenix kind of in a bad run, so I stay off.
Yes. I hear you. Al Survey says Pub Sports Radio hiring. You're damn right we are, Al. You're damn right we are. Yeah, I wish the market was different. If the market was different, I'd be on the Mystics here. I kind of like fading team on the final game of a homestand. Tori Coker, Storm, first half under with you, right? With you. Saturated. No.
Saturated. Don't slander the only thing that I have precious in this life, saturated with the Jets. You're gonna slander my defense.
Saturated.
Saturated.
Defense, Pro Football Focus has it as the number 1 defense in the NFL this year.
You son of a bitch, saturated.
He's just messing with it because last year they were 3rd overall and 2nd versus the pass. Now they struggled a bit versus the run.
I'm gonna drive to Chicago and fight saturated if he keeps slandering my baby boy Sauce Gardner like that. See, you just got me so worked up, saturated. I said an illegal phrase in this. Ugh.
Let's roll here, Jose. I think that we're just sort of unable to move here. Nasty Nate says Jets don't get 5 wins. How do you like that?
Nasty, I think he meant to say Pats when that was supposed to be that. I can't wait to see the Patriots fucking lose every game this year. It's going to be fucking great.
Well, no, just more than every other team because I got the plus 320 on them having a worse record and the under 4.5 wins. And I've got their team total under 16.5. So
it's going to be beautiful. And I can't wait for Bill Belichick to call Dallas home next year.
I think he's going to be great on camera this year. I think you're going to see a lighter side of him.
I think it's going to be awesome. Tom's going to be good at TV too.
Okay.
It's going to piss me off.
Let's race, Jose. Let's race. $50 up for grabs. Now, you can have the $50 or it can be half of your entry into either the Survivor or the Cappers contest. Completely up to you here. Top set. So do we have everybody in one?
Yeah.
Let's go a minute and a half. Let's go a minute and a half, though.
82.
Oh, nice. We're almost at 100.
Members.
I love it. I love it.
82. And again, I'll say it. Jimmy might not like it, but I'll say it. If you want another horse in there, it'd be a shame for people to continue making accounts like Nutflush. Nutflush has 2 horses. I respect that. I respect that. Getting his family members in. It'd be a shame if you guys started making multiple accounts. It'd be a shame.
Look at Am I Lying? That's who I am cheering for here. We're racing for a minute and a half. Jose will call the first 45 seconds. I'll close it up, and we are 59 minutes away from our first Cappers contest show of the season. Take it away, Jose, my guy. Good luck to all of you. Who will be $50 richer? Let's roll.
It's going to be very fun. Let's ride out. Jesus Christ. Send it to hell. All right. We've got an interesting race here. These camels, they run at their own pace here. And the aforementioned Nutflush Allen in the lead right now. Al Cervic, Big O, picks from Dave, Little Domo, Nunya, Fanatical Jim, and look at the top of the screen. Nasty Nate making an appearance at the top of the pack here. Jose Bouquett pushing up to the front here as well. It'd be a shame if old Jose Bouquett made his presence felt. It'd be a shame. Fanatical Jim in the lead. Chill Will. Daby Cab up at top. And look who it is. Jimmy the... Oh, Jimmy.
Hey, it was there for a second. That's all I need. I can come back. I can bounce back. Ricky Levine making a big move. Director 97 and two-time champion trying to get up towards Daby Cab. We got Boogie Main, Lil Domo. There's William Bardo. We are racing camels here on Pub Sports Radio. Director 97 and Ricky Levine moving. Are we going to be screaming Ricky? Here comes the nuke worker. The nuke worker moving forwardly. The nuke worker getting that long neck out in front. And the nuke worker trying to come home with it. Going to the last 10 seconds. Nuke worker Ricky. Nuke worker Ricky. Nuke worker Ricky. Juan Ruiz busting through. Juan Ruiz going to be champ. Juan Ruiz right there. Joking right there. And Juan Ruiz. That's 3. Juan Ruiz is a 3-time champion. Wow. Juan. Wow. Joey Harbin 2nd. Big D in 3rd. Joe T in 4th. Lexicon 5th. Nate Dogg in 6th. TJ in 7th. Sean Pulling 8th. Res Mob 9th. Justin McKelvey 10th. Wow. That was exciting. Juan Ruiz, a Triple Crown winner. Yes, Sweaty Butcher. I'm going to be going to message our friend Juan here. Let me move this over here.
Yep. Congratulations to all you. And as everyone is curious, we scroll down to the bottom. Who came in last? Am I lying? 40th, Nassi Nate, 47th. Let's see. Al Cervic there, 64. Oh, Big Show picks. You hate to see that, Big Show. You hate to see it. Maybe if you remind a certain someone to fucking Venezuelan, maybe you would finish in first.
Oh, that's because you would at least have 25 on it, right?
Yeah.
At a minimum.
Bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my min bet. Fuck.
Finished 77th. He was right there.
You're right there, Nuke. You're right there. God
all right,
damn.
let's review all action. Jose got circumcised as a 7-year-old. Happy birthday, Razor Sharp Picks. That's not.
Are you just?
That's not.
Are you just reading from the top of your notes? You're just going from the top down, and you just wrote the most important thing at the top.
That's all up here. Thank you to all of you who have joined our Cappers contest and Survivor pool. We truly, truly thank you. Justin McCalvey, Royce Lewis over 1.5 bases. Look how that's going here. I need Justin to get that cash.
I think you already cashed that. I believe. I think Rolls Royce was the one that was on base or hit the home run.
Tell me that's the case. No, still needs to. Still needs to get there. Lots of time left. 4-2 in the bottom of the 4th. Aguilar over 19.5 yards is Stacks number 2.
Nelson.
Gerald Jones on the Twins -1 at +110. Gotta feel good there. And Kansas City money line. Action Jackson also on Chiefs Nation. Ron Crawford spreadsheet play day. Washington +104. Pablo Lopez 7 strikeouts. I know a bunch of my friends are on that. He's at 4 strikeouts through 3 1/3. But he's only throwing 52 pitches. We should say only. That's probably average. And Andre McCool. For the 50th anniversary, Jose gave you the Nationals. Let me just take a quick look at this quickly here. I'm between 2. Andre McCool. God, I want to give you a winner, and it wouldn't be today. Can you do that?
Sure.
Andre McCool, if you want me to give you what I believe is the best bet on the board, it's the Winnipeg Blue Bombers team total over 24.5. That's the best bet on the board, but that's not today. So if you want a spot today, I just want a little bit of confirmation here that this is the right move. Over here. This will just take 1 second. I was going to give you the under in tonight's football game. And I think that's it. Now, I think the under is the spot. But if on the baseball card, I've been sitting with this Estes start for a while. Jose, I'm really bothered that this total was at 9 in the Astros game. It got up to 9.5 and back to 9 because I should have.
And we didn't bet the under. Yeah, I mean that game just
Your
screamed
pitcher
under.
and my pitcher. I mean, when that happens, I should just trust it. The total now, because I've got to move on this stuff, but we have 50 minutes at least before the show, so that's why we moved it to 3 p.m. instead of 2 p.m. Yes. Oh, it's an 8 now. I'm pretty legit 8. Okay, yes. If you want to bet today, it's the under 47. Ron asking if the circle lines are out. Well, you'll see them on our site if they're out. They'll be out before our show today.
They are out, and I believe that everyone can officially make picks as of now.
Perfect.
Yeah. Same. And if you guys, obviously, part of having our lovely Cappers contest show is if you're a member, come in there. If you're having any issues, let us know. Swiggy will be there in the chat, and he is the dawn of helping people with these issues. So we'll help everyone out.
And Sweaty says they're up. Sweaty Butcher says they're up. Okay, let's finish off the. So Andre McCool, it's the under. But I think the best bet on the sports board is the Blue Bombers team total over 24.5. I've hit that first half full game, not the team totals, a team total full game, but I've had first half. You can't get first half team totals a lot of these books in CFL. I'm on the first half -1 or -0.5. I did a Pinnacle. It was -1 at 365, -0.5 at Pinnacle, and I got -2.5 over at 365.
Well, Jimmy, I'd like to tell you something here, and this. Okay, let's start with this disclaimer. Do not do what I'm doing here. It is good to keep your unit size, bet your unit size, do that, build your bankroll, etc., Jimmy. I would like to tell you that I have just put $120 on the under today. As you know, I am a $25 unit better, so this is obviously a significant bet for me. So I will be doing that. I have 2 other shows I'm producing tonight in the studio, so I will hopefully be live with you guys at some point tonight. But I just
love that.
Want to let you know that I am on the under. I was looking after yesterday's big day. I was like, all right, well, I'm going to put a big bet on the NFL to Chris.
Did you get 47?
Yeah, I got 47. I paid for the 47 -120. So
Okay,
that's
I'm
what's
happy you got
120 to
47.
win
I think it's a good
100.
number.
But yeah, so I paid for the under. I just, was sitting here looking. I was thinking, I was like, what am I going to bet? At first, I thought it was just going to be Ravens money line. Honestly, I think the Ravens win tonight. I was very close to making it Ravens. But at the end of the day, I'll take the under. Everyone betting the over, primetime under. It just felt like a safer bet for me.
That makes me very excited. Makes me very, very excited. We have the A's money line, and I'll be on the under 8. Jose's on the under 8, a -120. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous now with an 8, a -108, even though we see 7.5s on the others. We have Ryu's on the mound for Hanwha and KBO.
Shout out to Ryu, man. Shout out to Ryu. And by the way, shout out to Bookie Buster, Arizona +145. Yeah.
DC Capper, Bookie Buster play of the day. Jose's on the Diamondbacks, first 5 +0.5. I am on first 5 under 4. Kong's Clips gave us an exclusive pub release, Kansas -5.5. Jose's on the Marlins at +197. Blue Balls play today from our guy Jeffrey Blue. Michael Harris over 1.5 bases. Jose's on the Nats first 5 in full game. I'm just going to be on them first 5. I wonder if I'll regret that. That was Andre McCool's 50th anniversary pick. Then the under 8.5 in Angels Rangers for me. Tigers Padres, we stayed off. And UPK Ayash Yellah's hold my nuts exclusive A's money line, Diamondbacks money line, Nats money line.
God damn, that heat.
Then I'm on Tulane. I got 48 minutes to make these moves. I'm gonna be on Tulane in the under. We're gonna cut that video out. It'll be out. Daby Cab's on Nebraska -7. I would like to join him. I think the 7.5 is telling. I also think that we might be able to wait, right? Because all the Colorado money is going to come in at some point, right?
Yeah, I think Nebraska. Yeah, I'd much rather have Nebraska. Better coach, better quarterback. Honestly,
better quarterback.
Oh yeah, no, Shador's not going to be shit. I can't wait. He's not going to be good. Give me Dylan Raiola 10 times out of 10.
Wow. Ron Crawford, WNBA play day Mystics. That makes it more appealing, I tell you that much. Then I'm going to be on Clemson first half full game. That's not going to be comfortable. That's going to be a fun Saturday night, though. Then we have Seattle Storm first quarter. I'm not going to tweet that out. The rest I'll tweet out, but I'm not going to tweet that out. I've hit 3 straight with you guys. I want 4. Jose's on that first half under. And Goran saying the same thing. Wow, I don't know about that, man.
Yeah, I think Dylan Raiola gets drafted, has a decent career. Who knows? But I think Shador just... So if someone drafts him top 5 next year, oh boy.
Al Cervic says, when are we going to see the new Falcons hat? Al, you're the man for sending it to me. There's some surprises in store.
You were so close to making it out of the Falcons segment without saying it, and you just bam right at the end. People ask, why does it say Falcons?
Oh yeah, they get so angry. You guys don't even know how to spell Falcon.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Thank you all. Billy Friedrich, DC Capper, Daby Cab, JPZ, Goran Ninkowski. Thank you. Ronnie Crawford, I'm that heat. Thank you. Benjamin Mills. Thank you. Am I lying? Now a member here. Gold.
Yeah,
member.
hopefully we see you here in about 45 minutes. Am I lying? Yeah. Again, Cappers Contest show. If you have not been a part of the show before, it is very fun. At the same time, it can be extremely frustrating, but it's going to be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too frustrating week 1. I think you can go in with some hope and stuff like that. But as I said, if we're down like early, I'm out. Jose will do that show on his own. Football bets. Thank you. AOD. Joseph Gomez says, are we doing a little international soccer tomorrow? Some good friendlies out there. I can reach out.
Goran, it's all gold, or not gold. It's all Pub Sports Radio members. Just so if you're a member of the channel, you'll see it come up on your stream. So you don't even have to be a part of the Cappers Contest to watch the show and vote.
Yep. Little Domo, I appreciate you, my man. Thank you guys. Nasty Nate. All you guys. Saturated, the new Quirker. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for supporting the show. Jose, loved seeing your work yesterday. It was really, really impressive. Saturated.
Yes, saturated. That is, in fact, Jimmy threatening. Yes, that's what that was.
Jose, can you bless our action? And Jose, when we reconvene tomorrow, I want you to be in the black so badly, man.
I do too. It would be nice. And by the way, Billy, I think Jeff has 1 veto per card.
Yeah. I don't know if he's going to use it week 1, but we're all anxiously anticipating him.
Yeah, we don't even know what's going to happen, Billy. Who knows? He could start who knows? So it'll be fun. But thanks everyone for watching. As always, we'll see you guys here in about 15 minutes. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bring your A game. And we need a collective victory because it is all of us together on this Circle Million cards. So let's go get that fucking money today and leche a los bookmakers.